They pop crowd. They pop corn. They pop culture. It's the Low Down.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the latest installment of the Low Down Popcast. I am the voice of PCW and the voice of League of Legends Demons football, Elliot Popston, and 1/3 ownership of Palmetto Championship Wrestling. And to my right is the founder and second third of ownership of the hottest wrestling promotion in the Mid-Atlantic in PCW. He is owner agent of Flyer Float Travel, where you can book your dream getaway at flyerfloattravel.com. Curator of Spirits with Shane, can sell ice and Eskimo. New York's greatest export, Shane Dorr.
I am stoked, man, because I'm bringing Spirits with Shane back because we had a special guest you're going to introduce. So it was a perfect week to bring it back. So I'm excited. How was your week, buddy?
Man, it was good. Excited about tonight. And to our left, as always, 7-time fantasy football champion, podcast enthusiast, Chip Jarrett. Soon to be Kevin Nash's favorite podcaster. Just like his favorite wrestler, he's been known to outwork everyone with his self-proclaimed hottest Funko Pop collection. Not your average wrestling mark. Showtime. Third ownership of PCW. Handbook, Jonathan Winburn.
So I think it's fair to say that that nickname is going to end up sticking around.
Oh, yeah.
Not just PCW related.
We'll talk about that.
Oh, okay. No, all right then. Okay.
Oh, it ain't going nowhere.
And joining us tonight, guys, fresh off his comedy special, soon to be airing, soon to be released, right?
Right, yeah. Going on YouTube. We're gonna edit it tomorrow. Hopefully, get it tomorrow night.
Very nice. Up and coming comedy sensation, Dante Carter.
Dante, not Vince Carter.
Not Vince.
Not been, no. That's the loudest cheer I ever got, by the way. Right out the gate.
Well, man, we're excited that you're able to be here, man. Thank you for joining us.
And it helps, man, because he's a big pro wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He the PCW guy.
Exactly.
PWA.
PWA.
A little bit PWA.
Correct.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a good day.
Well, as long as we don't talk about the draft, the WWE draft, it'll be a good day.
Oh man, we got this.
Well,
let's just skip
we're excited to have Dante, and I think Dante was excited to be here until about maybe an hour before the show. And then he was like,
no,
this is going to be a little weird.
He was still excited to be here.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah,
What
he was
happened?
still excited.
Tell me.
I just
I
had him.
always get left out of the good stuff.
So I made me something to drink. I was like, hey man, you want to try this? He's like, sure. I was like, well, no. I said, hey man,
Jonathan, you back the story.
I said, you like taste testing? He's like, yeah, man. I was like, grab the straw. What do you do when you do the straw? You
No.
and then I pull it out and I'm like, wait a sec. Well, there's only one way to handle this now. So I said, open up.
Wait,
So-
did Dante open his mouth?
Then I'm like, oh, sorry.
So look, they're
Baby burger.
they're like on opposite sides of the bar, and then Elliot's like, do you like taste testing? Dante's like, yeah, sure. So I see Elliot grab the straw and immediately
No.
like put his finger over it, and I was like,
Because that's what we do for our kids with water or
It's,
not alcohol.
it's just
Not alcohol.
but it was just like when I saw it, I was like, now how is he gonna get that to Dante? When,
No.
Like, because as soon as he lets his finger go, it's gonna all run out. So Elliot picks it up and stares at it for a second, and then he like realizes he's like,
I'm committed.
and then starts reaching over, and Dante's like looking at it like, oh, I'm not opening my mouth.
No.
I did like the the girl that's like, I've never done this before, and then that's what I did right there. That was my
Exactly
first
what it seemed
time.
like.
Dante's like, so this is what happens behind the scenes. Oh boy. Well, was it good?
It was phenomenal.
Okay, what was this? It's got coffee in it. What else?
No
Kahlua.
coffee. No coffee.
Really?
Yeah.
What is it?
Water, amaretto, and grape flavor. That's it.
Oh, Disaronno.
Mhm.
Okay, that's the best amaretto there is.
Yeah.
Disaronno with anything is perfect.
Have you done the Corona with it, Toronto?
I don't touch anything with a beer.
Oh.
What was that?
That might have been me burping just now.
I don't touch anything with a beer. What?
He got mad.
No,
Yeah.
so literally, that's like my one thing, man. Like, if it's got beer in it, I won't touch it.
Oh,
And no matter who tells me, just try it. It doesn't taste like a beer. It's like one of those things where people are like, try this food. It tastes like chicken,
yeah.
and it doesn't ever taste like
Well,
chicken.
hold on. When does that happen?
What?
Where someone said, "Try this. It tastes like chicken." And
That's like a saying. Like,
Yeah, it's
right.
it tastes like chicken.
Normally, it does taste like chicken.
No.
like frog legs taste like chicken.
Nah, I lied. That's a lie.
Alligator tail tastes
Does,
like chicken.
does not.
Tastes like fried bubble gum. You're just chewing and chewing.
It's
and chewing.
chewy chicken, but chicken.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
the fact that you describe chicken is
you would
chewy,
be wrong.
you would be wrong, in the words of Dick Museums. But yeah. So, amaretto, grape, and water.
That's it.
All right. I got Dante sipping on a straight a pre-mixed cocktail.
It's phenomenal.
It's Bullett's pre-mixed old fashioned, which is fantastic. I think it's awesome. And then Jonathan and I, we got off of work extremely late.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh,
And I saw pictures.
oh yeah. So we went to Chick-fil-A, and I was like, you know what? Masa's right next door. Yeah, let's start this Cinco de Mayo quick.
Oh, that is what's sweet.
That's this week. I was like, let's get it started. And Jonathan's like,
I don't really drink tequila.
No, he
That's
hates
my
he hates tequila.
One of my least favorite liquors.
Makes his clothes fall off.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
No,
But-
it doesn't. Jonathan hates tequila. He's like, okay.
Dante knew that reference.
Oh yeah.
And
That's a
somehow
good
I got conned into buying it. I don't know how that worked. But anyway,
Boss.
yeah, I was
No,
like,
I know exactly how it works.
okay.
Another reference is the more tequila you drink, the harder it gets to count, right? So you have to start over and start counting again.
1,
10 rounds.
Jose Cuervo.
But
I lost count.
so I'm excited. Elliot, can we do this now before it melts?
I'm sure. Whatever you want to do.
All right. So guys, I
Mr. Manger.
I like that it's not just a shot. This time.
Mr.
It's an
Manger.
actual
it's
drink.
a sip. It's a sip and drink. So Mr. Retail Store Manger.
It's a
That's
sip
one of my
it's a
favorite
sip
sto-
and drink, and then Shane's like,
No.
That's one of my favorite
So-
stories ever.
So Dante's never been apart. So essentially, I come up with a concoction, or I research a concoction. I make it.
You what?
Research a concoction.
It didn't come out of that.
Research. research
Tequila's hitting
Yeah,
strong.
tequila's hitting me hard. And I make it. I don't tell you what's in it. Jesus, I almost spilled it. Yeah, that's it. So smell test. You can smell it if you like. See if you can guess the name of it, or see what it smells like. He said a candle.
Yeah, I said it smelled like a can. Do you have your straw, by the way?
No, sir.
That's it.
You know?
Does smell like a candle. Thanks.
Yeah.
It smells like flowery.
Very Elton John-esque.
All right. So I don't
Candle
I don't
in
tell
the
you what's in
wind.
it till you sip it. So let's welcome back. Welcome Dante. That was could have been bad.
Welcome back,
Yeah.
Dante.
Well,
Welcome back.
welcome back to your first time here. To the Low Down Popcast and to the listeners.
Hey.
See if anybody can guess it. And it's fantastic when the ice melts.
It's really good. It's really good. We could get another sip.
It's the best tasting one, isn't it, Jonathan?
Well, I know one thing
Let
that's
me
in it
smell
because I saw the bottle.
Oh, you were watching.
That was all I saw. Just the Fireball.
It actually mixes really well.
Butterscotch,
I know what it is now.
Butterscotch Fireball
If
Bailey's.
I say it, will it spoil it? I don't want to spoil it if you want it.
No, go ahead.
Is it rum chata and Fireball?
There's no rum chata in it.
Oh, all right. So
Bailey's.
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 Oh no, I saw
Butterscotch.
2 bottles. Never mind, I lied.
Butterscotch.
I did see another bottle.
Butterscotch schnapps, vanilla mint, Bailey's, and
Fireball.
Fireball.
That's really good.
And it mixes and it tastes like French toast.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
Those are the dangerous. That's
Dante's
like
like-
really good. It's really good.
That's a sip and drink. So for once, we don't have a shot.
Yeah, I like.
So welcome to the Low Down Podcast.
I like peppermint rum chata.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Oh, boys. What a week, huh?
No, yeah, what a week. Bud, NYG, and the boys. What's going on, fellas? And no fruity drinks. Ha ha ha.
No fruity drinks, Bud. You would actually, Bud would actually approve of this. I'm waiting on Jonathan. He hasn't said a word. Jonathan, what do you think?
That's good.
Usually it's like, this sucks. or it's, man, this is pretty good. I could drink this if this is the last thing on earth.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. That's you.
That's awful.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
So hold on. Let's back up a minute.
Mm.
Showtime, or is that an off there
my goodness.
conversation?
No.
It's definitely for the air.
That's
but-
appropriate. So, all right. So for the listeners, let's back up and punt here. Dante, you were at Super Smash Brawl.
Yeah.
All right. So let's tell the whole story. So we
Were
find
you
out
there from the beginning?
From the good show? Yes, sir.
Okay.
you saw the opening
Yes,
promo.
sir. God,
Yeah.
dog.
So-
Holy
All
crap!
right, so literally, like, Jonathan it was good because Jonathan, this is his first show in ownership. And yours too, Elliot, but you've been a part of shows on a consistent basis. But Jonathan,
Sure.
so this is Jonathan's first taste, and like he was hustling all day, like all show.
He's all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
I was like, but it's a good thing. Jonathan needed this experience. So like maybe 15 minutes before the show really starts, Ethan's like, "Hey guys, we're gonna start the show with a promo with y'all. I mean, introduce new ownership."
which
Made sense.
Which makes sense. And I had even going into the week, I like had a vision that was probably going to happen, but it was so fast paced.
Yeah.
Within the 2 hours before the show that I just completely checked out of everything other than making sure everything
So
went right.
Jonathan was already, and that now he's really, really jacked up. He's like, "Oh, what am I gonna say?" I'm like, "I got you. We'll get it. We'll get it. Elliot talk. We'll make it. We'll make it happen. You'll know what to say. You'll know what to say. All right."
What I do? Just walk around the ring, high five people.
Oh, no. Well, that's a whole other part.
You gotta talk. You'll tell that part better than me. I'll forget about it. How
Well,
that
no,
went.
so I
This
went
is
back.
great.
I went back to doing what I was, getting everything ready, and then right before the show starts, they're like, "Come on, you got it! We're getting ready to go on." So me and Shane's waiting behind the curtain. Elliot's already kind of out there, and then everything started hitting me. I was like, "I've never gotten in the ring. I don't all this stuff." And then I was like, "What are we gonna do?" And he was like, "Just get them hyped." So as soon as I went through the curtain, we both went opposite directions, but I thought we were gonna go all the way around the ring, and I got
Meet in the middle.
maybe halfway, two-thirds of the way around the ring. And I was like, "Where's Shane? Why have I not passed him?" And then I look up and he's already in the ring, talking to Elliot. And then I went back and watched the footage, and he was in the ring before I even got a quarter of the way around the fans.
I did the hat salute. I said, but I watched. I literally got in the ring and I watched Jonathan and I made eye contact as he's doing a lap around the ring. And then Jonathan gets in the ring, and then
Ungracefully, might I add.
it
My
gets
foot
better,
got
though.
stuck on the rope when I tried to roll in.
I never noticed it, but your son did.
Yeah, that was the first thing he told me. He was like, laugh. He was like, "Your foot got stuck on the rope." Gee, thanks.
so I didn't catch that, but
Confidence is getting chopped down.
we did it. We did our promo. Introduced Ethan.
No, it was before. It was before Ethan even came out. You said your thing,
Yeah.
and then you handed the mic to Elliot.
Oh yeah. Elliot said his thing. Well, Elliot opened it. I got to do a little, cool little shtick. Elliot said one or two other things, and Jonathan, you got anything? It's showtime. he paused for a minute. It was like he was thinking. He's like, it's showtime.
It was I just complete tunnel. There was nothing. I was like, "Oh,
What do I say here? It's showtime.
froze." And then that was just the first thing that came to mind.
And then I looked at the crowd. I said, he's a Sting fan.
And I don't even know.
And they got it.
I'm sure that was where it came from, but
Oh.
in my mind, it wasn't like, well, like, let me just say that. That was just like literally the first thing that popped in my
Because
head,
it literally was Showtime.
It
So.
was. So I mean, it made sense.
Oh, and then this is the best part. Nobody really caught this, I don't think, except me and Ethan. I think we're the only two that would have caught this. So me and Ethan, we didn't say anything. It just happened to go this way. We go to leave. And what do you do for somebody that doesn't have experience getting it outside the ring?
You hold the rope.
You hold the rope.
Yeah.
All right. And
He rolled. Yeah.
so Winburn was like, these motherfuckers ain't gonna do this today. So not only did he not go through the rope, he dropped, like bumped on his back, and then rolled like full rotation out of the ring. But the best part was, as he's rolling out of the ring underneath the ropes, me and him make eye contact, and he's looking at me like, if you know, like you're not today. It was awesome.
I do remember when he did bump. I was like,
He bumped. I heard it.
Why did he do that?
He heard it. I'm like, ooh.
Well, because like I literally turned around and him and Ethan both grabbed the ropes, and like all I could picture was like them like holding the ropes for like the valet to walk out, and I was like, oh nah, we ain't doing that first show.
And then Billy Fox, man, he called, dude. Shout out to Billy and Cheryl, dude, and their whole family. They were big parts of Super Smash Brawl, and as well as this upcoming show. So shout out to the Fox family.
The Fox's Den.
So that explains where Showtime came from. So immediately, I forgot
about this part. Go ahead.
Go into that was the whole purpose of the story.
Go ahead. You can tell it.
I don't. Well, so after like immediately when we got back, Shay was like, "Well, that's sticking," and I was like,
"I knew it would."
It was natural. I mean, it was like my natural reaction to. I mean, it made sense, but for those of you that don't know, me and Shane work our day jobs together. I just started. So Wednesday was my first day. We were on this like company-wide conference call.
Over
and so they were
people.
like, does anybody have anything? They were going like down the list, asking. They're like, Shane, you got anything to say? And he was like, well, I want to welcome.
As a matter of fact, I do.
My new, my new hire. He like goes into introduces me, and then so like I pop in. I say, I say, hey, I'm on camera and stuff. And I walk off, and then as he's walking off, he's like, ladies and gentlemen, he told me he wants to be called Showtime. And so, I'm in the doorway. I immediately stop. Like I'm walking away, and I'm like, "Oh, this MFer." And then, all right, well, it is what it is. But it's such a small company, so I left.
It's only 300 people in the company.
Left the call, went to like headquarters, and I walk in, and no lie, walk in, and like the three ladies that are sitting in there, like Showtime.
An hour and a half away.
And every single person that I've interacted with since then has brought up Showtime in some form or fashion.
It is
so I was
awesome.
like, well, it's definitely
stuck.
now.
It's stuck. It ain't going nowhere.
Get rid of it.
And honestly, you couldn't ask for better. You couldn't ask for a more appropriate nickname for you. I think it's fitting, not only because of being a Sting fan, but I mean, it just goes with you.
Yeah, you need a shirt.
Uh-oh.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I get percentage of that one.
Yeah.
But Shell says Fox Den date night May 13th.
I was getting to Billy. Jonathan Wimber is the new GM Dave. Ooh, I don't know what to equate that.
I wouldn't say a new GM Dave. I think he is the Showtime Jonathan Winburn.
But I can see the somewhat similarities. That is definitely how Dave would have gotten in the ring.
Dave would have.
I can see similarities, but
Dave wouldn't have bumped. Dave would have gotten on all fours and then gotten on the stomach and caterpillared out.
But when we left the show, Ethan talked about that, me bumping. He was like, bro, you hit the hardest part of the ring. I was like, I didn't feel a thing. I was like, I was out.
But you could hear it, man. I was like, oh, my spine. But yeah. Spine on the pine.
You about to say something like that?
Yeah, you got a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a new logo. Whoop, whoop.
Plugging them.
Yep. I should have those available at Face of the Future. So
that poster is sick. Faces of the Future.
Yep.
That is sick.
Shout out to Brad Joyner.
Oh yeah. Oh he Bismarck.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. He has, I don't know. I think when we talked about it before, but when we took the company back, we were like, all right, what are we going to change immediately? I think that was probably number one, other than the venue, the location.
Yeah. That's a nice venue.
It is, man. It's awesome to be home. And just, we got to go kind of tour Kershaw County and promote with local business owners this past week. Yeah, man, the love and the adoration, the appreciation, the excitement, anticipation. Kershaw County, man, is people say Kershaw County strong, KC strong. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Just the appreciation for supporting local. I don't think it's any better than Kershaw County.
I was like, one thing touching on the graphics, you know, that when we talked about bringing them back was that I think it helps with the like memory aspect. Like if you see the poster and you know that stands out and is like a vivid memory of the poster, you can also correlate that to the show and just be like, oh, you know, like now if we say Super Smash Brawl, like we know because it like I picture the flyer or you know I just remember the show. Whereas I think if it was just kind of generic, it'd be hard to separate.
Well, I think some of that goes to how we you know, the way we've done the first two shows is we've equated it to something big that's
everybody
happening.
knows.
Correct. So
Just wait till you see June.
Oh, I'm stoked for that one.
Yep.
But it's just cool, man, because like if you see our flyer or a poster anywhere, it's eye catching. You immediately think it's the movie. Like it's like we were asking people, hey, what you recognize this flyer? And they're like, it's like Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, I told you that.
Back to the Future.
Oh, I was like, what?
don't look at the words. Look at the
That's what he said. Like, geez, man.
I told you that I was on Facebook and you know my like the suggested reels up at the top or who you follow, the reels come up at the top and I just refreshed and it was Paul Walker's.
I'm still trying to figure out why you follow Paul Walker, but he's dead.
His daughter
But they
runs his
still
page.
post stuff.
Interesting. That's awesome. Was his daughter Summer or Meadow or Meadow?
They do the whole foundation.
It's really cool stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know about a foundation.
but like it came up like they had shared the real fast poster promoting the movie. But when I at first glance when I saw it, I thought it was our poster. It took me a second, and I was like, oh no, that's the real poster. I was like, okay,
Good job, Brad Joyner. Good job.
Real fast. That's gonna be 11. 10 part 2.
That's right.
Real
it's
fast.
not gonna be 10 parts.
Not if that article is to be believed.
Well, let's talk about Dante.
Yeah,
some,
the man.
You know, Dante. Tell us a little bit about yourself. We for those who aren't familiar with you, you know, born and raised in
Lancaster. Good old Lancaster.
Not Lancaster.
no, that's Pennsylvania.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
It's Lancaster.
Yeah, born and raised in Lancaster. Been there my whole life. Grew up a wrestling fan. I've been doing comedy actually for 10 years. I'm only 24. I almost said 20. I'm only 24. Started in high school.
I'm glad you said above 21.
Yeah.
Like, should I beat him?
I'm only 19.
Yeah, I'm only 19. Thanks for these drinks, by the way.
They're virgin.
But I've only been doing stand up for like less than a year. This was my 4th time doing it. This past, I have 3 specials. I've only done it 4 times. Like 3-hour-long specials. That's insane.
What's the furthest you've traveled so far?
Charlotte.
Oh, yeah?
I did Charlotte. Bombed. If there's give me like a bad sound. I don't know if you got a toilet flushing or it was bad.
We'll find something.
There's something.
So why was it bad? The crowd?
The Michael Scott one.
I don't.
You have that one?
It was a little
Not
bit of the
anymore.
crowd.
I got rid of it. God, I shouldn't have.
A little bit of confidence issues. I think I was talking to a guy before, and I told a guy a joke before I went on stage, and the guy just no sold it, and I was like, So then I went on stage shaking, whatever, and that was it from there. It was all downhill.
Did they boo you?
Boy, shit.
No, thank God.
Okay.
I got some laughs. It wasn't like just quiet.
How many people?
103.
Oh, that's enough to make me vomit. So, who are your inspiration? Like seriously, I mean, everybody's got have inspiration, right?
Yeah. So Adam Sandler is one of the biggest ones. Steve Martin. I love Steve Martin.
Did you go watch Adam in Charlotte?
Yeah. No, I watched him in Greenville. We went further for some reason.
I gotta ask though, man, because like I don't know if I'm a fan of Adam's stand-up as much of his movies, but I love his tribute to Chris Farley.
Yeah.
That whole song
Beautiful.
is fan. I'm a huge Chris Farley guy. So
I love Chris. And Chris, he passed away before I was even born.
Yep.
I have wonderful parents who showed me like early SNL or 90s SNL, and they showed me all that stuff. And then I found like the older stuff myself, just, getting hooked on it. And I love it. And my pawpaw gave me like a list of like the top 100 SNL cast members when I was in 9th grade. And I would just look them up on, thankfully I had YouTube, and I just look them up and watch their best skits. And
Caliendo SNL? No, what was Caliendo? Frank Caliendo.
Mad
Mad TV.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge. Or the quarterback.
When the quarterback throws it into the end zone and the teammate catches its touchdown.
So 4 shows now. So what's it like going from walk us through first one through the fourth one?
So, all right. So the first one, I had a bit, right? And I was talking about my girlfriend had dumped me like a couple weeks before the show. And I was like, I'm going to make a bit out of it. Yeah, right. So I have a bottle of
Get the heat.
I have a bottle of Terramana tequila.
Very nice.
And I was like,
Shout out to Dwayne Johnson. Love it.
Yeah. I was on stage and I was like, yeah, I'm not mad that she broke up with me. I'm mad at the reason she gave me. She said I was an alcoholic and I just don't really understand. Give me 1 second. And I popped the bottle and just down, and the place went nuts. Like, it was crazy. And I was like, you got to do it again in like a minute. So a minute later, I'm still talking about the girl and I'm like, I really don't understand. Down it again. And I went up with like 70% of the bottle. I finished the bottle, bro. When I came off stage, straight backstage, straight out the back door. There was a rock, right? There was a rock.
See what he did there.
And I leaned over and yeah, just everywhere.
And dude, tequila throw up is nasty, man.
Oh,
especially straight tequila.
It was rough, but it was mysterious. Everybody's like, where did he go?
Blanco, Reposado.
Blanco.
Oh, it's his favorite.
I can't do.
It's like lighter fluid.
I like it. I like Blanco.
Have you had the añejo?
Not yet. I want to do it.
And it's local now because it used to be on only like Vegas and Florida.
Yeah.
And I saw it local. Somebody sent it to me that it's in somewhere in South Carolina. I'm like, oh yeah, that was good. He bought me a bottle from Vegas and brought it back.
Really?
It's fantastic.
I love tequila.
And I like he also gave me, God bless his man, Luis. Old Luis, LFB himself. But he gave me a smoker. Like you pull the lid off, you put your drink on the it's like a cutting board, and you put it like you got cherry wood or some other wood on it, and you put a lighter to it.
Oh yeah.
And you put the cover on top, and it smokes your drink.
Really?
It's fantastic. I love. My wife loves it. And I'm like, tequila and her go good together, but the smoke drink is really good. I'm just saying. I'm not telling you nothing that she wouldn't tell you herself.
Oh man,
I can imagine you calling Ellie, like, hey, can you babysit the kids for a little bit? We just got a couple bottles of tequila. And
Man, no, we can make it work. Go to sleep.
Oh, here's some Diamond Tap. Time up here.
Daddy, what's that?
Grape. It's grape.
Yes, it tastes like grape, doesn't it? Daddy, that's good. Sorry.
Man, does this smell like chloroform?
Yeah,
oh, it's awful.
Oh, yeah.
What movie's that? What movie's that?
Hold on, don't say it. Please don't say it. Hall Pass.
Yeah, Hall Pass.
Nice.
Took me a second.
So I want to know about your love for wrestling, because I mean, obviously, here at the Lowdown, we are huge pro wrestling fans. Obviously,
right.
Huge.
Wrestling fans first, right? We can all agree to that. Wrestling fans first. So where did that start?
Day one, literally day one. My mom and dad
Came out the womb with a body slam.
Day one ish.
They went to shows while they was pregnant with me. Well, my mom was pregnant. Obviously, my dad wasn't.
Never know nowadays.
Some of their first dates were like just watching wrestling pay-per-views.
Dude,
I used to get in trouble at church. I would take action figures with me to church, and I'd be in the back and I'd get louder and louder and louder. But I booked shows with action figures. I wasn't just playing like regular kids. I was booking shows.
Yes, sir.
Selling out my bedroom.
That's right. Look at them stuffed animals lined up.
It was always a Rock guy. The Rock was my favorite growing up.
Sure. So you're from the South, so you were big WCW guy, or
I was always WWF.
Okay.
Yeah, I like WCW. As I got older, I watched more of it, like through the network, and now Peacock.
I would say WCW and they
It
were
might
pretty
not
much
have
out
been
of
around.
business.
Yeah,
by the time you were
98.
born.
But I was a big TNA fan.
What year were you born in, Dante?
98.
I caught it. Oh, geez.
Well, he said his age
Jesus,
earlier, so when
I
you asked the question, I was like, "Wait," I was like, it can't be much that he
it's
really
just
remembers.
so hard.
It's hard to choke on that.
Yeah.
Choke on that, slap nuts. Jonathan's favorite wrestler.
Well, hold on, real quick.
What? Oh my god!
No, real quick.
I can't even recover from that.
What?
That hurt me.
What the
The
He was
age?
born in 98.
98, yeah.
When were you born? 98.
The year Goldberg was undefeated. Oh,
I should have said 2004.
no, you shouldn't.
Made you squirm a little bit.
I would have quit the show. I would have quit the show.
2020. 2000.
What were you saying, John? I'm
I was
sorry.
gonna say we talked about it last week, but so I'm on episode 9 or 10.
Jeez,
of
man.
Jared's podcast. It's fantastic to listen to. I may start to. I'm trying to get to episode 11 because episode 11 they talk about how the Titans saved TNA, which I'm excited as a Titans fan. I just want to hear the story, but so that's kind of been my goal. But it was neat because they spent the last 4 or 5 episodes talking just about like the year before TNA, like in between WCW and TNA, and like everything that Jarrett went through, and then like 3 or 4 episodes just on the creation of TNA from the time they started to the first show, and then 1 episode after. And it just had me interested just because of like us just kind of taking ownership of me and Elliot kind of taking ownership of PCW and just having like obviously way different than like TNA getting created, but like similar processes and stuff like that. Like it was just neat to listen and get like his perspective and stuff. But
Man's
We'll see.
genius.
Do you know how I found out about TNA?
Hang on. Dear God.
It came on after Bar Rescue.
Yeah.
He was born in 99. So TNA was
Is that Taffert?
not quite there yet. I don't know. You were been like 3, 4 years old.
I was very young. We were at Universal, me and my family,
Okay.
and I had on a wrestling t-shirt, and Jimmy Hart was walking around, and my dad was like, "That's Jimmy Hart," and
Mouth of the South.
so my dad don't care. He will just come up and talk to anybody, and he walked up and talked to him, and Jimmy was promoting. He's like, "Yeah, they're doing wrestling right over here. TNA, they're doing
Free admission.
And this was my our first ever TNA show, and Bubba Ray. It was Team Canada versus Bubba Ray, and I can't remember who I was with Bubba Ray, but I remember Bobby Roode.
Oh, yeah.
He came up the stairs right beside us, and Bubba punched him. His hair and the sweat went all over my mom, and my mom was mad. She was wanting to leave, and
Dude,
it was hilarious.
speaking of Bobby Roode, man, prayers for him, dude. His career might be over. Y'all
They
hear
said he
about
was
it?
out all of this year, maybe parts of next year.
Yeah.
Severe neck fusion.
Ooh.
He could be done. So and I'm a big fan of Bobby Roode, but he ain't no spring chicken.
No, he's not.
He's in his mid 40s. So actually late 40s. I think he's 47. That's what it said. So I love Bobby Roode, man. The whole glorious shtick. Oh
Yes.
gosh, he's so good.
He was good. He was really good in TNA.
He was fantastic. A lot of people were fantastic in TNA, man. They just didn't have the funding.
Yeah.
I still even to this day, TNA's Impact, not Impact, Anthem, right?
Yeah, it's owned by Anthem.
Yeah.
They still have,
Now, yeah.
they have a lot of money, man, but just like I don't know what they're doing. Like they have talent.
Yeah. They just
Roster's
got
deep.
Trinity.
Yeah, and the
Yeah.
money's there. They're touring. I just don't know. You have the WWE AEW thing. I just think that takes the majority of the market share.
Yeah.
So there's only so much left over for Impact. But
That's kind of what happened with Ring of Honor.
mhm.
They just, I mean, Tony bought them, which is cool, but it was like,
Let me.
you knew that we can't have all these companies.
Tony Khan's Ring of Honor pay-per-views are amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love it. So I'm sorry. I knocked your drink over. Hopefully it was closed.
Oh,
But so how about indie wrestling?
When did
So you grew up obviously watching WWF,
Right.
big rock fan.
Mhm.
Well, let's back up. What
Ruthless aggression.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. What quality do you possess? So what captivated you in wrestling? What's the moment? Everybody has a moment where like I know you say since you were born, but there's a moment that you remember,
Just being like,
like,
this-
man, that's it. That's why I'm a fan.
I don't know, because I guess growing up, it was on all the time.
Mine was the day that Sting dropped down from the ceiling.
Oh yeah, that was.
I can remember that. And then the turn of the Wolfpack turn.
Woo.
Those are,
That's a vivid memory. for
those
me.
two things right there. Sting dropped down. Pew.
Yeah.
That was it.
Mine,
I love it.
Mine would have been War Games when Sting was the last person out for WCW.
Mm.
Comes out to show, hey, I'm still with WCW, and then walks out on everyone.
Yeah.
So I think we talked about this, but mine's like the first memory I have, and I don't think I really don't think I couldn't have watched it live because I would have been like a year old. I don't think I would have remembered, but so it must have been on a VHS. But I remember watching Hogan versus Warrior.
WrestleMania,
WrestleMania
6.
6, and just, I mean, I was a big Warrior fan, but I just remember like watching it. You know, I mean, I was a kid, so there was no way of knowing if it was live or taped. But I just remember watching it and then being.
I remember watching Big John Studd versus Andre the Giant
Body Slam Challenge.
on VHS. We
And
rented it from Finkley's.
It's
Florence.
so funny, dude, because like you talk about Warrior Hogan, both guys that we can all agree that aren't the best professional, like aren't the best wrestlers. Professional wrestlers, fantastic, right? The showmanship, the entertainment side of things. But fast forward to WrestleMania 18 with Rock and Hogan. Once again, Hogan was in it. It was kind of, I mean, that same feel, man. Those the icon, they're just both equally memorable to me.
And then the oldest like WCW match that I can remember, at least watching, like I can vividly remember, was Sting and Luger versus Steiners at Super Raw 92 when Koloff came out and interfered. Like I remember that whole match.
Remember the Ultimate Warrior
I think it was
WCW
Koloff, right?
WCW debut. The Warrior. And Hogan, you know, his great selling ability, his great
Remember when he burned his
acting.
eyebrows off?
He's done that a couple times. What did Hogan say? Hogan looks at Warrior. I thought you were dead. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cheesy.
Watching Hogan, like watching his old stuff now, you're like, this was popular. Like, this was what people were loving.
Hogan,
everything.
Nash, they're very open about it, man. Like, so Hogan, you see Hogan in Japan, the guy can actually go.
Yeah, oh yeah.
He's throwing on drop kicks. A 6'7" drop kick.
Yeah.
But Nash is on record saying it too. Brother, I got 5 moves. I got the knee in the corner, little picture frame, you know, the sidewalk slam, big boot, power bomb,
back elbow. In the
But I've seen early matches of him in WWE. He definitely had more moves. I mean, like early on in his career. I mean, he did a lot.
But as Diesel,
yeah.
But what really made him famous was the Kevin Nash run. Was the Outsiders run, and then you know, he never really did anything. Dropped Paul White on his neck. Remember that? But so your moment.
Ready to Rumble, the movie. No, I'm just kidding.
Awesome.
Great.
You're in. You're in the club. You're in the club. I watch it every time.
Really, I do remember specifically watching that movie, and just me and my brother, we were like, how many wrestlers do we see anymore? Do we see anymore? And if you watch it back now, you're like, oh my God, there were so many that were not even like famous yet. You're like, oh my God.
John Cena.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is unrelated. Ethan was telling me last time I talked to Ethan about the show Righteous Gemstones. I don't know if y'all like that show. There were professional wrestlers in that. Like,
crazy.
Like indie guys were in that as just extras. And
I know what show you're talking about, but I've never seen.
How about the movie The Wrestler?
Hilarious. Oh yeah.
Look at all the talent.
Never seen it. Mickey Rourke. Never seen it.
Before you watch, like it is a fantastic movie. But
That's
before you watch The Wrestler, you have to you need to finish watching Heels.
I love Heels.
Heels was probably the closest. Like I told you when I watched it, like it reminded me, like I was like from
that's you
because it was before I like was involved, and it was just like hearing your stories. I was like,
there's several indie guys that are I mean,
Punk's in it.
Yeah.
I mean it was a fantastic show. Season 2 is about to come out.
There's several indie
Stephen
guys.
Amell, Punk,
indie guys, and
Brady Pierce. He was a double.
Brady. Somebody else. Was actually a main character in the show. I can't think of it. Not Bravado. I'll have to look it up. You look up the cast, the Heels cast. Somebody,
I'll let you do that.
Somebody we actually know pretty well. I just can't remember who it was.
Don Furio. He's an extra.
Yeah.
James
Harrison. Yeah. I can't remember who it was. I'll think of it. But yeah, that is a fantastic show. Where I made it.
Big Jim.
Punk was in his he had a funny name. What was his name? Not Rooster. Something weird. But Ricky Racket.
Yeah,
Ricky Raccoon.
Rabbits or something.
Ricky Raccoon.
Rabbit. Is it Rabbit?
No. It's Ricky.
I don't think they can say rabbit in wrestling anymore.
Oh, Wolverine? Cut. I'm sorry. That's twice. He's like, I'm just gonna
Ricky Rabies.
Well, it's close enough. Ricky Rabies. So I've gotten a few episodes in. The show's like well done, like extremely well done, and very scary accurate. But the Mickey Rourke movie, The Wrestler. I mean, it brought what's his name, Rowdy Piper, to tears
With a tear in my eye.
because that movie is just so incredible. Don't watch it with the kids.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Don't watch Heels with the kids either.
So I was young.
It's got a couple moments.
Yeah, no.
It's got a couple
It's got
moments.
more than a couple.
Keep watching it.
It's got a couple moments.
I watched it when it came out when I was young.
Episode
The
3.
Mickey Rourke movie.
Yeah, yeah. And they did the WrestleMania,
Yeah.
and so I was like, I want to watch this movie, and my dad rented it for us. Way to go, Dad!
Dude, fantastic.
There was so much going on in it that my young mind was like, "Can I be seeing this?" And he was like, "Just don't tell your mom." And she
Thanks,
doesn't
Dad.
know to this day. I don't know if she's watching.
No. I hope not. Hi.
She'll come grab me by my ear.
But yeah, that's an incredible movie on all fronts. So what else?
Nacho Libre.
Jonathan, what was your moment?
Maya.
Yeah.
Which one? What'd you say?
It's the
Hulk,
band.
Hulk Warrior and then
Hogan
Super
Warrior.
Brawl.
Encarnacion.
So other than The Rock, like who were your favorites?
Oh,
Like just a handful.
Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Jeff Hardy, RVD, Rey Mysterio. I like Big Show because there was a guy at my church that looked like Big Show, and I called that guy Big Show. So one of the guys that I grew up going to church with was an indie wrestler. So that was real cool. I went to
Who is it?
I don't know if I should say it. Did you know Fuzzy Bass?
Fuzzy?
Yes.
Shut
That's
up.
I grew up watching that stuff.
That is so. He did a lot of Rex Rumble shows,
Yeah.
but we don't talk about him. But Fuzzy is an amazing person.
When I was 8
He's a
years
kind
old,
dude.
he had me taking bumps at 8 years old in the ring.
He's a great
Yeah,
dude.
he so
Tuck your chin, boy.
I thought he was gonna say
yes,
Billy Duke.
yes. He said, tuck your chin, let out a breath.
Yep.
All right. And he threw me from the top, and I took a big bump.
It's called Razor's Edge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like,
Hip toss off the top.
yeah, he was like, how's that feel? And I was like, do it again.
Great.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me another one.
We,
He's like Sal Bandini. Want to wrestle? Sal Bandini. Want to wrestle?
and Skull went to church with me too. I don't know if you remember him. David Sellers, All-Star David Sellers.
Okay, I
He
know the
still-
name.
He still wrestles. Him and his sons wrestle.
I just can't believe you said Fuzzy Bass.
Yeah.
that blows my mind. I worked on a couple shows with him.
I dated his stepdaughter.
Was that the one that broke your heart with the Tirmana?
Let's just move on. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. So, how about the indie side of things? Because we love the indie side. Where'd you start with the indies?
So APW Chester.
William Roberts.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's like from the store GNC I work at, it's
Yeah.
like 15, 20 minutes. And my buddy Brady Collins, Joey Ford, they're buddies of mine.
Yeah.
My proc. So they were like, hey, come watch this wrestling because they knew I liked it. And so I went and watched them. James Johnson and Kevin Ray they sat in the crowd. They were sitting in the crowd like for weeks, and we were like, who are these guys? All the wrestlers are always talking to these guys. And then one day we showed up, and James Johnson, he had a match, and we were like, he was right here.
He sat right next to me.
Yeah. And but Brady they let us go backstage one time because they knew I wanted to be a wrestler. And I met Ethan at an APW show, and he was like, why don't you come to
Is that where he worked, James Johnson? Or Kevin Ray, one of the two?
They both were working. Yeah. They were doing Billy Brash was there.
Yeah.
And
Another awesome guy.
oh yeah. Ethan and Billy were like they were not a tag team, but I think Ethan was like he would manage Billy would manage Ethan. Like they were doing the best Bubba's stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, and they were kind of I want to say James' first match might have been Ethan, maybe. I can't remember. But somebody brought Ethan cupcakes. I remember that for some reason.
Probably Monica Cubits.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
They're beautiful, probably, right?
yeah. They look like something I can't remember.
Yeah.
I remember them being cupcakes, and I kind of wanted one.
Yeah.
And he offered me one. I was like, I'm not gonna take a cupcake from a wrestler, so I didn't take it. But to this day, I was like, I wish I would have done it. And he was like, why don't you come to a PCW show?
Nice.
And he was like, if you come with Brady, you can actually help set up the ring and stuff with it. So I did that, and that's how I met you. And setting up at
Was it North Springs Park?
what was the church?
Vive.
Yeah, Vive was the first one.
Elliot was one of the worship leaders of the church.
Really? Is that how y'all are getting in there? Or just,
Man, it's so weird. Like
That was
I don't
the hookup
believe-
there. Yes.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
believe in anything in coincidence. I don't believe in coincidence in anything. There's a purpose and a reason for everything.
I agree. Yeah.
We met at Edu Hibachi.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hibachi brings the world together.
Bro, it truly does. Especially good hibachi.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially good hibachi.
Mr. Tokyo. You ever had Mr. Tokyo?
No, but I'd eat it. Sounds fantastic.
All you can eat, but it's not a buffet. You have a card. You flip your card. They bring it to you. Sushi, hibachi, egg roll, spring roll, wonton.
Where's this at?
Write it down.
There's Monroe. There's one in Pineville, and there's a third one that I'm forgetting. But
That's far.
It's in North Carolina, though.
yeah.
Monroe,
Yeah, it's like,
Pineville.
you lost me.
Maybe get it to Fort Mill and we'll make
Kinda,
it.
so it's
Make
kind
it
of like
work.
The chain.
like Rio's, like the Brazilian steakhouse.
Kind of, yeah.
You know, it's kind of like what's the sushi place up in Harbison?
That's my spot. That's our spot. Is
Red Sake? Is that it?
Red Sake. It's all you can eat,
Oh,
but fresh. I mean, I'm talking made to order,
they have,
beautiful rolls.
they have good sake too.
Yeah, I love sake.
I love sake.
All right, cool. It's a date.
It's a date. There it is.
Um,
I got strawed by him and a date with you. What you gonna give me?
and that's Dante Carter, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it was so bad. I'm thinking like Dante and I when we first meet,
It was that Vive show.
27.
Was it
17
in
yeah,
your house?
16.
What?
Was it the Vive in your house?
We never did a Vive in your house. Live at Vive. Can't say in your house. That's can't say
Yeah.
that.
Well, it was okay. We completely used the in your house logo and put live at Vive.
Hey, PCW is ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't been to a PCW show, at least a good one, pretty much we parody everything popular. That's what we do.
I remember
And it gets over.
Big Country was the champion. I remember that, and he failed.
Did he kill Shay? Is that where he killed Shay?
Yes. Yes. yes.
I think Shay's still recovering. Yeah. That's another guy I missed. Shay McGrady.
Yeah.
Oh
Met him.
Is that the
met him too.
German?
no.
Okay.
But he is the one that
He's the one that had it done.
Okay.
He, that was bad.
You know what the first thing Shane ever said to me was?
I would love to know because I don't know it, but it should be said on there.
Yeah, it's not bad.
E for oh, good.
It made me laugh, but it
Uh-oh.
was this is the first thing he ever said to me. We set up the show and everything, and I don't know anybody there. I've always been really shy, and which is weird for what I do. I didn't know anybody, so I was sitting in a chair with Mark DeGrushy.
The photographer.
Yes, and I was sitting beside him, and
I don't remember this. It's just weird.
you walked up and you said after we set up and everything, show doors were about to open. Somehow he got in early. I guess he knew some people doing some business. Maybe you were like, "Hey, when we open the doors, stand up." And I was like, "Okay." And I stood up, and you're like, "Yeah, we just want to make sure the paying customer sits down." And I was like, "Makes sense, yeah." And that was
I don't remember that at all. But that sounds like something I would say. He was like, "What a dick."
No, I laughed. It was my first lesson. Right?
Was that at the church?
Yes, yeah.
Oh my gosh, man! I'm sorry. That's
No, it was.
I feel
funny.
awful. You know, but
He's
truth
not-
be told,
Yeah, you know.
I feel awful, but yeah, I mean,
but you know,
But it's right.
not
there's,
that
only,
awful.
there's only 150 people that could sit down in
Yeah.
that place. I mean,
It was a good point.
did
And
you pay to get in?
No, because I was setting up. Yeah, so it was a good.
Come
It was a
on,
good.
come on. Okay, come on.
And it started a weird tradition for me. I've never sat down at a PCW show. I don't do it. I just
Well,
stand. It's just
Guys last can't rest now because
Well,
of you.
that's not cool.
no,
He's got varicose
Oh.
veins now because of you.
You're
Shane.
such a jerk.
You're such a dick.
he's not a nice guy. He's not as nice as you think he is.
I'm nice at
He's,
shows.
he's really not.
Showtime. Showtime. Yeah. Elliot, this starts a whole good conversation. What's your beginning of indie experience? Was it PCW?
Yeah.
Was it?
Well, no. ECPW,
East Coast?
professional wrestling.
Where's
Came
that?
all the way down from either Pennsylvania or Jersey
Okay.
and had a show in Hannah-Pamplico, South Carolina.
In Pamplico.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is interesting.
And had a show there.
How many people?
There's probably about 200 people.
Okay, it's
100,
good.
200 people
That's a
showed
draw.
But they had also done it like the week before
Why Pamplico?
in Hemingway.
These people just like there.
From that many.
So
states away,
I
yeah.
think one of the guys, if I remember
The bus
correctly,
broke down.
his name was
Yeah.
there's a guy, if I remember correctly, went by the name of Talon.
Okay.
And I think he lived in the Hemingway area.
that was his finishing move.
The claw.
It's gonna get you.
But one one of the ECW guys was there.
Okay.
But I also met Wahoo McDaniel and Ivan Koloff there.
Nice. That'll do it.
Because they were brought in just to sign autographs and stuff. But I cannot remember the ECW guy's name. Save my life.
I'm gonna guess Al Snow.
He reminded me kind of like of a Jeff Hardy gimmick.
Okay.
I want to say Kid Chaos. I know that's not it though.
Shannon Moore.
Chris something.
No,
Maybe
it's,
Chris something.
Kid Cash.
Yeah, Kid Cash.
Kid Cash.
Oh yeah.
So like indie wrestling for me started when I was like 9 in upstate New York. They actually built the Professional Wrestling Hall of Fame in my hometown in Amsterdam, New York. And like I remember the Patriot, not the Patriot, Del Wilkes, the imposter. Sorry, Tom Brandy, but yeah, I call him the imposter.
The Pat Rot.
Yeah, Pat Riot. So like you had him and King Kong Bundy and Jim Duggan and I remember like Moolah. They all came to my hometown.
Oh wow.
Like, it was fantastic. I mean, I knew who they were. But I'll never forget like the company was World of Hurt Wrestling out of Schenectady or Scotia, New York, and like they came to Amsterdam in conjunction with the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame that weekend. And they put on a show. I'll just never forget, man. Like I was always a big George Thorogood fan. Bad to the bone. Everybody knows the song. And this guy named Hoss was like, his name was Hoss. How indie can you get, right?
Yeah.
Hoss. And I remember his theme song was, so I'm like, this crowd was probably a few hundred people. And they all knew who World of Hurt Wrestling was. I didn't know. I was a kid. But like, there's this battle royal, this Royal Rumble type thing, and everybody's in the ring except one. This last guy comes in, Bad as Bone starts playing. Place goes nuts. I've never experienced anything like it. And I'm hooked.
Oh yeah.
The good music, the people you can meet. A lot of that inspired like PCW and itself.
That's cool. That's a really cool. Like
that's that moment, man. It's like,
and you did it. Like you were like at that moment, you're like, man, this is something that I want to do. And now like you do it. Like that's so cool to me.
It's humbling, man. It's extremely rewarding. I think, like I tell everybody, dude, like no matter what your passion is, no matter how crazy the world may tell you it's gonna be, or how stupid your passion is, you have that passion for a reason. Right. It's meant to be chased. You're meant to do something with it.
Right. Yeah.
Use your gift.
So
right?
I became the ring announcer just by chance.
Really?
Yeah, I was just messing around during sound check. Then Shane's like, "Hey, you want to be the ring announcer?"
So it's all your fault.
Another story I don't remember.
Yeah, we were doing sound check at Vive. Vive was the first time I did one.
None of these stories, guys. I'm glad you're here to remind me.
I don't even remember meeting you. I just remember we're just friends.
We're just friends.
Because I think I had all, like I was a fan first, right? So I had everybody on Facebook. I was that guy. It was like 2 a.m. You get a friend request like, "Who is this kid?" I think he was at a wrestling show. I had him back. And I think that's I seen you at a show. You popped up on my people you may know list. I add you. I comment on your thing. You comment on my thing. That's
you're it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
How about Winburn?
The 3 best friends that anybody could have. We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have. We're the 3 best friends that anyone can have. And we'll never, ever, 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 ever leave each other.
That's the moment where we have to fill about 20 seconds with us. Your first indie moment was PCW, right?
Yeah, April 9th last year.
Oh, he remembers the date.
He wrote it in his diary.
Well, I had
your
pictures
diary.
because Trevor went with me. I had pictures. I looked it up. I knew it was sometime about this time last year. So
he was waiting on you to ask, and he had that date in his head. And when you asked, he said, "Showtime."
This is my moment. So April 9th, Taylor Plantation, right?
So about almost a year to the day from when we had our first show.
Now I own this. So like, what was the moment where you're like, man, it's like, okay, so back up. So going to the show, you're like, oh my God, this is gonna be so stupid. Like, I know this guy like from work. It's gonna suck, right? I know you thought that. Don't lie. It's okay. You can admit it. This is gonna be. This is gonna
trying
be,
to think of how to.
This is gonna be backyard redneck. I don't even know the guy had a real ring. Mattresses and rope.
No, because I'd seen pictures, but you had told me so much stuff about like previous shows and like shows without ropes, and I was like, okay, like really, like just wasn't kind of went into it with just like, okay, like it is like we'll just see when I get there. We'll see how it is. And
Did
it
Trevor
was-
come with you for a show?
He did come
Okay.
for a show. There was a lot of personal stuff going on first show too.
Yeah.
It kind of changed. Like I wasn't focused on the show as much as I would have been. So it was a second show where I really kind of got to like really kind of focus on the show, but it was a different. It was different because I was even hearing your stories. It was completely different than what I thought it was going to be. Because the only shows because I mean, like I said, you had told me stories about like the show with no ropes and
Oh yeah.
like you also showed me videos of like you training and stuff, and I was like, ugh.
Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, I have no training videos. There are no training videos. He's lying. He's exaggerating. Don't listen.
But
PBS,
PBS,
YouTube, ETV.
you will find no videos
Whoa.
of me training anywhere.
but
Jesus. There's no videos of me training. Keep going. Jesus.
So I just didn't really I
That's
didn't
called a
really
hip
know I
toss.
didn't really know what to expect, but
That was James Johnson. That was a top rope elbow drop. Devastating maneuver.
it was different. I mean, it was like because my only experience with any pro wrestling stuff was always like I'd been to a few like WCW, WWE like house shows, but like most of I remember going to SmackDown in Columbia and like major shows, pyro, all that stuff. So it was completely different, but I had a good time. Like I was, it was neat seeing a lot of the reaction because I mean there's like even at that level, there's still a lot of people that get really involved in the show, like from a fan perspective. So it was neat to see. My wife was the one. So last month's first show was her first experience, and even me telling her and talking and stuff like that. Like when she got there, she was like, "Well, this is like even before the show started, just visual." She was like, "This is way different than what I imagined it was going to look like based on what you told me." So
Good stuff.
So,
obviously, I had to enjoy it if I was gonna.
No, well, if I'm invested in this, I'm gonna like it.
so let's transition to WWE.
Oh, okay. AEW, folks. Wednesday night.
Oh
God, that was all. I can't even get into it.
Well, I'm just gonna ask kind of a blanket question. Well, but first, let's catch up on some comments. Cheryl said, "I was never stoked about going to wrestling shows until PCW. Mad Dog's performance with thumbtacks in the ring got me hooked. I always thought it was fake until I saw it in person."
Mad Dog is the one that can hook you, like wrestling fan, it hooked you.
Well, so
Mad
Matt, so out of
man.
I'm trying to like I said, first show's a little fuzzy just because there was a lot going on, but I'm trying to remember the moments the ones I remember. So I like going back, I definitely like Mad Dog made an impression for sure. And then Sean Legacy, like when he came back, I remember him coming back because he like had an injured foot, and I was like, "Guy looks like $1 million."
I said, well, I'm pretty sure. Watch this guy. Watch this guy.
Was that against Anthony Green? Was that match?
I think it was before that.
No, it was before that. He came back.
He came out in crutches.
was it a
and
tag-
Came
they
out in
kicked him off.
crutches and
Tag
kicked him
team
off.
match.
Yeah.
And you knew, man, Sean Legacy, like, dude, he's like the perfect combination of size, athleticism, speed, like acrobatics. He can do everything.
And personality, charisma.
Oh, dude, like he looks like John Cena.
Yeah.
Like if you look at him in the face, like John Cena.
What's John Cena look like? You
Yeah,
seen him?
You seen him?
Mm.
Do you really want to taste it? You know,
Huh?
the song.
Oh,
Do
I
you
was
really
like,
want
bro, that took a turn.
Wait a second. No more
Are we
straws.
go back to the straws.
That's immediately where my mind.
That's what I was
mind
like. Oh, where's that fit in?
No more
But,
straws.
innocent
But,
little
dude,
Dante.
Another shout out to Sean Legacy, man. PWA guy, killing it in Japan, and
Japan.
that was an episode.
Every time. Killed in Japan.
That was another show I said that at, and Elliot was like,
But and I remembered you saying it, but when Elliot said it just then, for some reason, I pictured Borat.
Hello, it's nice. Very nice.
I don't know.
He's getting it in
I
Japan.
must have had a drink that night.
What do you know?
But well, all the best nights have me having a drink. But yeah, Cheryl's right, man. Like Mad Dog, out of everybody, like he's just so relatable. Like he can just capture anybody at any given moment and just bring him in.
And it's funny because like you talk to him like when he's not in gimmick, and he's like super soft spoken,
Almost borderline, almost not shy, but introverted.
Yeah,
definitely introverted. But dude, he puts those glasses on. That music hits. The chain goes
those
around the neck.
Vipers.
Yeah, those Vipers.
Dude,
Yeah.
he is.
Didn't he used to do the donuts? He used to come out with donuts, right?
Oh my God, the Breakfast Club. No. That was
that not him?
Anthony Genazzo. Anthony from Chester. Anthony Genazzo,
Yeah.
and the God, was it?
I thought it was him. It might not have been, but I swear I thought it was him because he did a PCW show and he gave out donuts
You're right.
and he ran out of donuts right in front of me
That was at North Springs Park.
and I booed him. Yes, I booed.
Were you at
him.
that show? I came out that Christmas box.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I was in a Christmas box for like 2.5 hours into the main event, and I got to lay James Drake out with that chair
Wait, so
when Abyss won the belt.
no, I wasn't there for that.
That was
But I remember
fantastic moment.
seeing somebody was Abyss your profile picture for a while.
Probably. It was me.
Father died.
Dante, can you word things better? Abyss was not. I still text him back. By the way, guys.
I mean, I got screenshots that say I was your father on Facebook.
What? What?
Yeah,
What do you mean you're my father?
that's what it says on Facebook.
I don't get it.
That's what it said. Like relationship.
Oh yeah, that was weird. By the way, guys, his name is Chris. All right, and he's a producer in WWE, and we still text back and forth every other couple weeks. But anyway,
You tell him you miss him.
I do. I miss you. I miss you too, pal. That's what he sounds like. That's like how he talks, bro. Speaking of Abyss, oh my lord, I'll never forget, man.
I was scared of him. He was at that TNA show. I was scared.
So he's a very good dude, very good person, and like it was seconds, 30, 60 seconds before his music was gonna hit, and he's getting hit. Where the frick where's Abyss at?
Bathroom. Yeah.
No, not go in the bathroom. But all of a sudden you hear this like I'm like, what is happening here? He was turning from Chris to Abyss. Is what he was doing.
Oh man.
Bro, like I'm like, you all right? He was like, I'm fine. Like he wasn't. It's not like him. He comes out, bro. He didn't even know me. Like he was a whole different person. Like he was Abyss at this. Like it was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And he comes back through the curtain. Like, you good? He's like, yeah, man, I'm great. I'm like, oh, like he just got in the zone. Like he was hitting things.
Yeah.
Punching himself, I'm sure, in the head a couple times. Smash his head off the wall. Whatever, normal stuff.
Yeah.
And
It's just a Friday night.
that was at the high school in Northeast Columbia, Spring Valley High School. Craziest thing.
Y'all used to run North Central a lot.
We ran it twice in Kershaw.
Was it just twice? I thought it was a little bit more. Yeah, I coach wrestling, high school wrestling. AJ.
Okay.
They're our rivals.
Nice.
Yeah. So what the heck, guys?
My wife went to North Central.
Did she?
Mhm.
What year did she graduate?
4.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't.
I wasn't born.
You were 6.
I didn't go there. Yeah.
Oh, he
I don't know
wasn't
where I was going with that. I'm
What?
trying to connect to you a little bit.
So you knew Tyrone Drakeford
No. Tyrone Drakeford?
from North Central?
No, so I didn't go there. I went to another school and I coach at AJ now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know him.
Oh, so I thought you were saying you coached at North Central. You coached
No,
at AJ.
North Central's our rivals. Yeah.
Gosh, she's like, what the heck, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I'll never forget. And I know I'm peeling back the curtain a little bit, but this is just a cool memory. But like Drake, I love James Drake. One of the greatest, I think, human beings I've ever met. But like, we had this show at Spring Valley, and he was cutting a promo on Abyss and talking about like your pissant company, TNA, and in the back, bro. Abyss like, how about I call Jeff Jarrett and let him know what you think of his company?
Oh,
Jared ain't gonna do
And that time though, like I just never forget. This just a cool. Like, it wasn't a cool moment, but it was like, wow, like it's just a crazy moment.
After one of the AEW shows, I went to an AEW show and I went with Fireball. Y'all know Fireball?
Haggard.
Yeah, Haggard. Shout out! It's his birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Haggard Fireball.
We went to and
We're drinking Fireball.
Yeah, and he knows James Drake, and we had we
Drake's
sat
so
in
cool.
the back of his truck and drank Twisted Teas after the show, like in the parking lot.
Twisted.
Yes, and we did that for like an hour and a half. We're just talking about all kind of stuff.
That brings back my funny memory. But dude, James Drake is probably it's truth, man. Like I called him PCW's workhorse before a workhorseman was a thing. Like in that 2016 time when PCW was coming up.
Yeah.
Dude, this company took off because of James Drake. Single hand, like the company was really put on his shoulders for 3 years.
The New Age enforcer.
Like he'd come out to that
My
sunglasses
dad
at night.
My dad loved him.
He came out that not the I don't know what version was it. He come out sunglasses at night, man. And I'll never forget, dude. At Vive, he had a tag match with it was James Drake and John Schuyler versus Rob Killjoy and Jacoby Boykins.
Oh wow.
It was crazy. It was fantastic. Awesome moments, but oh man, I'm so glad we're not in the past anymore because my have we come a long way.
Billy said our first show was a month or two before Jonathan Winburn's first show. Florida Man and Mad Dog had me hooked. The scramble had me going because there was so much raw good talent and trying to watch it all.
So, what's your experience with the Palmetto Wrestling Academy?
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, how long were you in it?
I think it was 3 months, but I was doing the daytime class.
Okay.
So it would literally just like when I first started, it was just me, Ethan, Fluffman, and Trey Halls. He ended up not wrestling. He does something else now. He makes music now. Trey Halls does. And it was just us. We were all in there. Cody was already like trained at that point, right? And it was awesome. It was fun. Then this other guy joined. I can't remember this guy's name. But I loved it. And one day I took a bad bump and Ethan told us day one, if you get hurt, say something, tell me.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And when I got hurt, it stunted my confidence. And then I just got uncomfortable. And then one day I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. So
that's what happened. That's what happened to Dave Foster.
Really? And I felt bad because I always feel like I let Ethan down because I was gonna I went down there to tell him I was leaving, and then there was stuff going on with Sterling at the time, so I didn't get to tell him. So I had to send him a text, and I was so I didn't want to do it over text.
Yeah. And
I always felt like I let him down. There is a funny picture of me training with Sterling in the background.
Yeah.
Like he's in his chair in the ring, and I'm doing a bump over Fluff. It's really funny. I got it in my camera roll. But yeah, I love the academy, and I came to some of the night classes and just hung out with like TJ.
Yep.
I said he goes by Trey Sean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Tristan.
Yeah.
Tristan Alexander.
Yeah.
I had to think for a minute.
And Brett, and there was a bunch of other ones. Moody, Jesse,
yeah.
Randy,
yeah,
Callie.
I loved Callie, bro.
Some of them started coming to the daytime classes and stuff too, and so I was meeting a lot of them, and just falling in love with them as just people, you know. And then when I got out of it, like D'Angelo came in,
yeah.
Erica, Florida Man, yeah. So I didn't know them, but I was drawn to I wanted to get to know them. So I'm slowly getting to know some of them, and I've gotten tight with D'Angelo, and I haven't talked to Florida Man much, but I like him.
Cam,
yeah. He's really good. And Erica's got just an it factor about her. You know what I mean? Like she's just.
We say it every week,
yeah.
bro. There's a point. It's brought up every week. Yeah. Like if there's anybody that.
And I don't want to leave. I hope I didn't leave anyone out and saying all those names. I hate naming because.
No. It's crazy, man. Because it's all it takes is one bad bump, and it's maybe you didn't break anything. Maybe you did, but you realize man, it could have been a lot worse than it was. But I'm hurting.
Yeah,
and you it hurts.
Yeah, I compressed my spine, and I had to go, and I got
on a regular back bump.
It was like a head and arm takeover.
Okay.
And one of the guys, he kind of yanked me, and I kind of just went.
Did you resist?
No, that was the thing. He just didn't let me get over. He just yanked me early, and I landed funny. And Ethan, when I landed funny, he was like, "You should take a second."
Yeah.
And
he knew it looked bad.
Yeah. And then I remember I felt
great teacher, by the way.
Oh, phenomenal. And I felt confused.
Oh yeah.
And I just, but he knew something was wrong, and he was like, you know, you have to tell us if you're hurt. And I was like, no, I feel good. I feel good. And for the next 3 classes, every time I would go to do a flip bump, I'd like freak out and I couldn't do it.
Maybe you'd stop like when you tried to do it.
Yeah. And but my back was, I mean, it hurt. Like I would go work out. I would bench. My friends would have to help me to get off the bench. I couldn't tie my shoes and stuff. And I never said it. I would just show up. And
Was it just spinal? Were you concussed too?
yeah, I think I never got checked. But when I looked up symptoms, like I woke up, nauseous. Yeah. And it was bad. And I just never told, and to this day, I've never told him. So
Wow.
I kind of feel bad now because now I'm saying it here before I said it to him, but just.
Well, most importantly, man, I'm glad. I'm glad you're healthy. Glad you're safe, because there's been a couple of moments I'm like, hurt. Elliot, he's gone through training a little bit, and he knows it doesn't feel too good. But I'm glad you're good, man, and I'm glad you're still involved in your own way,
right? Yeah,
and that you're not, you still. So here's another thing Ethan teaches: like, hey, man, you love pro wrestling, right? We have that common denominator, right? Just because maybe you don't want to wrestle anymore doesn't mean there's not a place for you in this business.
Sure. Yeah.
And that is awesome.
He's done a really good job, and I'm so thankful because he's always been super nice about, he's always been like, no, like we want you around. You're still part of the family and stuff like that. And so he's always been super nice. And he's taught me stuff that I still use in comedy. Like he said, when you stand in the ring, what you are in real life doesn't matter. You can be whatever you want to be. And like I said earlier, like I've always been shy and quiet, but I've always loved comedy. And I'd use that when I get on stage. I'm a completely different person. It's like, I'm who I want to be on stage, and I'm not like that off stage. It's weird, but I just think about that. And then progression over perfection is a big thing. And I hold on to that, and I'd still use that in comedy and progressing and everything I do. So I still use the stuff that he taught. So I still am really super appreciative that I went to the school and, was involved in that, and super thankful for him in general. So he's always done good by me,
Heck yeah, man.
And pretty much everybody's ever talked to him, they say he's done good by them too. So
that's right.
Yeah.
Well,
he's an okay guy. No, I'm just kidding.
He's all right. We were,
but
we were going to WWE, by the way. We skipped over him.
I know we gotta thank some sponsors, but before we get into more wrestling stuff, because you just kind of mentioned the being
What's
on
up,
stage
D'Angelo?
D'Angelo already missed all his we got put over by Dante by a lot. So
I'll let Elliot do his read, but when we get back from the break, you mentioned you've been doing comedy for like 10 years. I want to get back to the beginning of that. Like, how'd you get into it?
Hey, you a comedian? Tell us a joke. Knock, knock. I know, right? Guys, we do this every week. You know the deal. By the way, kudos to my 2 compadres on last week's read. Nailed it. It was on point. Went back and listened to it. Really good stuff. Y'all, this podcast is brought to you by Day Soul Coffee Lab out of Birmingham, Alabama. Y'all, I consider myself a coffee connoisseur. I absolutely love coffee, and I found what I believe to be the absolute best coffee out there. Excuse me. With Day Soul Coffee Lab, you can be sure to get coffee that's super smooth and always fresh roasted. Some of the best, if not the best coffee you'll ever drink. So guys, swing over to their website, daysoulcoffeelab.co, and use promo code LOWDOWN to get 10% off your order. They even have a subscription option where they'll deliver coffee directly to you every month. So guys, it's a no-brainer. If you're going to drink coffee, you might as well make it great coffee. Yep.
That was beautiful.
Appreciate it, man.
Right
you might want to be. I was about to say we should just, like you said, Showtime. Your name should just be Absolute Elliot Poston. But then, like,
well, that's Ricky Starks.
I was to say it was Ricky Starks. He might
kind of taken. So you're
like so you mentioned the comedy 10 years.
Yeah.
So how what made you want to get into comedy, or how did that start? Or you're just like, oh yeah.
So it's really weird. As a kid, I would do stuff like around my family. TJ's on.
Oh yeah, I saw him.
I would do stuff with my family, like just goofy stuff.
He already missed his putting over moment.
Yeah, both of you guys.
Both guys just got put over big time. All right, but you missed it.
But I would do just goofy stuff for my family. And as a kid, I would say I want to be a comedian on a girl, but I had no clue what it meant. It was always something that I was into. But when I was in high school, the movie Grown Ups came out.
Oh yeah.
When I was in high school,
Jesus.
I was married.
And,
I was a grown up.
that was kind of when like it was a lot of when the nation started getting kind of tense a little bit. And I remember we went
04? Is that 04?
04. No.
What
How
was
old
Grown
do you
Ups?
think I am?
He was 9.
What? No, he was six.
What was Grown Ups? 08, 07, 08?
2011.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. As you were.
No. Yeah, I was in middle school, excuse me. I remember when we were in the theater and people were just laughing and everyone was getting along, having a good time. And I was like, bro, I could do this for the rest of my life. Even though I didn't do any of it, but I was like, I want to do that. I want to bring people together and make people laugh. So I started writing bits when I was in middle school and high school, and I never did anything. And then one day, somebody was like, you should just post it, because I was always funny in school. I was always a class clown. And I would it was physical comedy. Because I was a chubby kid. I was like, everyone always loved, watching me run around and fall and hurt myself. And I would do anything for a laugh. Right. But someone one time, it's my sister.
Yeah, she said, Bree says, I'm the family high besties. And Dude Perfect Jr. says, hey, Bree, I know you. It's that one cousin from the show.
It's a family reunion.
I don't.
All
That
right.
might be Lance, I think, who is phenomenal at baseball. He's like young. I don't know his age. Sorry. Anyways, that's enough, Lance. Yeah. So then one day, my friends were like, you should just make a YouTube video of you just sitting in a chair and just talking about funny stuff. So like in 2013, I sat down in a chair and just talked about like the gym. And it was like 6 minutes long. And when I watch it back, it is the most unfunniest thing. And I made my sister record it. And I was so mean to her because she would record me and she would shake or whatever, move a little bit. She would cough. And I would like, now we got to start all over and do it again. So it was funny because there was these videos of me being a little diva. And like, there's
all right, sis, you can email those to palmettochampionshipwrestling@gmail.com. We'd love to check them out and post them.
I would go from like, I'm
Or the lowdownpopcast.com at gmail.com.
Either one. They both work.
Now, how do you feel now knowing that your sister has Parkinson's? She was shaking so much.
Yeah, that's why she was shaking. Nah, she doesn't.
No, she does. She doesn't.
No, she doesn't.
Don't start that. I'm just kidding. That's gonna be a.
He was like, that wasn't a good one.
Was not funny, Elliot.
I'm gonna write that down.
Don't
You're gonna get a commission check.
don't give him any credit.
A nickel. That's all I ask. Ask Cap.
But yeah, it used to make me laugh when I watched it back because I would be like telling a joke and mid joke I would erupt just into anger. I don't do that anymore.
Oh, good. Making progress. Oh man. Oh,
She talks about how much. Yeah, I was very much traumatized. They might still be on this channel.
I see that.
Some of
YouTube.
them are on, yeah, some of them are on there.
All right.
Yeah. On
What's that?
Dante Carter
What's-
comedy.
Yeah, also, what's that YouTube channel?
If you look up Dante Carter on YouTube, I'm the most famous one.
Nice.
My man.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yes, sir. So then I started doing sketches because I got an SNL, and I would write sketches. And my buddy Hunter, he's a graphic designer, edits and everything. He was like, "Look, can I edit your videos?" And we're like best friends since high school, so it worked out perfect. So he did all my editing, gave me a logo and stuff. So it looked very much legit. I would call it Dante Carter Productions. When I was in 11th grade, my dad tried to make me get a job.
He tried to make me get a job.
And he was like, you better, when I come home, you have to have at least one application filled out, which is setting the bar low. So I applied to BILO. And when they asked for work history, I put owner, executive, and something else for Dante Carter Productions. And I'm almost 100% certain that the manager saw that and was like, no way I'm hiring this kid. But that's how I knew. I was like, if I put like just bad stuff like that on my application, then like they won't hire me, but I can tell my parents that I'm applying.
You better, you get that one, be like, we want to hire you.
You have all that on your LinkedIn profile?
I need a LinkedIn. I need a link just to put that Dante Carter Productions owner executive. I'm bringing it back.
Bring it back.
Bring it back.
So with SNL, like who's your go-to at SNL? You're a Farley guy? You're a Farrell guy?
Was a big Farley guy. Big Adam Sandler is like my biggest inspiration. I'm actually mad at my high school. I went to high school at this place for 4 years. They didn't have one.
That's good.
Yes. Actually, no, 6 years. No, they didn't have one Adam Sandler day, and they had an Adam Sandler today. And I was like so mad. My cousin got to go and dress as Adam Sandler. I was so mad. But yeah, Lunch Ladyland with him and Chris Farley. But then I got into Farrell, got into Lonely Island, and the shorts they were doing. Those were, and Jason Sudeikis. I like his dry, like just
Steak is amazing.
Yeah, and Spade. I was always a big David Spade fan. Still am. David Spade's hilarious.
Joe Dierte.
So I know,
Joe Dierte.
so I know a lot of comedians can do or inspired by impersonations. Can you do any?
I'm not great at any. I do a little bit of Trump. I think everybody does a little bit of Trump.
Well, I try, but it's god awful. But it's funny.
It's like my Trump is very good. It's very, very good. You know, we're talking to all the people, and they say my Trump is by far one of the best Trumps. You know,
I love Trump talking. It's just fun to.
I do a small Lorne Michaels. Lorne, he's like, well, it's that thing of if you're gonna tell a joke, the joke should be funny, right? So a lot of people don't know that Dr. Evil is just a Lorne Michaels impression from Austin Powers.
Oh, okay.
Did not know that, but it makes total sense.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I love Michael Myers too. He's hilarious.
Which
not the murderer.
The murderer.
Yes,
he got me viral. Michael Myers got me viral. So thanks.
The murderer or the comedian?
The murderer. I made a TikTok about the last movie, and it went viral. 90,000.
Mike Myers is the comedian.
Yeah, Mike Myers.
Michael Myers.
Michael is the murderer.
Jeez, you knew what I was talking about.
Both,
that's why y'all stared at me for like 10 seconds. I'm like, did I say something wrong?
they both married an axe murderer. It's fine. So
Perfect. Sure. That's what you did there.
Yeah, Mike was another one. The Love Guru. If you've never seen it, it's such an underrated movie. Offensive, but it's such an underrated funny movie.
Not PC.
Not PC.
Not PCW. I see what you did there.
All right, let's get in.
We got comments to catch up on. Are we good?
Yeah. Well, we
What?
Dude, Perfect Junior said,
not reading
"Hi,
that.
yeah, I did suck it." I don't know what that's. I don't know what that's in regards to.
We can't read that.
He's a young kid.
Hi, yeah, I did suck it.
All right. So we caught up on the comments.
All right, there's no punctuality there.
That's right.
There's no punctuation in that comment. So
he's a young kid.
Anywho,
He's a young kid.
He's a young kid, man.
Like 15?
Younger.
Elliot,
He's
awful.
I want to say he's like 8 or 9.
I mean, we have this rated E for explicit.
But
so
you remember
his parents have failed him.
Say it again.
You remember Sheldon Brown used to play for the Gamecocks?
Yes.
He has
He would.
Yes.
He has a travel baseball team now,
Really?
and he plays for the travel baseball team.
Sheldon Brown does.
No.
I'm like,
Quarterback, right?
Yeah, they can't throw him out.
Yeah.
So
Eagles.
We-
Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
oh,
Dude, he murdered Reggie Bush
Yes.
on that screen pass.
Ended his career. What was that? The one that ended his career? Snapped his leg, right?
No, he didn't.
no.
No, he didn't. He didn't snap his leg on that one.
we skipped WWE.
The draft does not exist.
Well, wait,
Yeah,
so Dante, do you watch WWE?
Yes. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
For real? Like Monday and Friday?
Monday and Friday. I did miss this last Friday because I was setting up for my show, but I got it devoed. Huh? Devoed? Recorded?
Okay.
Devo?
It's TiVo.
TiVo.
I tried, guys. I'm sorry.
Yard?
At first, I
DVR and TiVo.
I thought you said Devo, and I was like, man, R.I.P.
All right, Craig. That's all
As
soon as I get finished with Craig.
Give me your chain.
It's all I think of Debo. I'm like, what? Tony Little?
Your sister says that's Lance, not Logan. No,
That isn't
that
Lance.
isn't Lance. It's
Okay.
Logan. Just
So-
commenting.
Logan is older.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Logan's older. Yeah, Logan just turned 18. So
Ah.
you're fine.
Oh,
Say whatever.
awful, Logan.
Yeah.
Awful.
All right, so you didn't
We
watch
skipped
Friday
it.
Night SmackDown.
No, I did not know.
Did you watch Monday Night Raw last night?
okay, this is bad timing. Okay.
in its entirety.
I watched WWE.
So-
I didn't
Alright.
watch Friday. I didn't watch Monday.
I watch it, but I haven't watched it.
All right, so
I've been really busy lately.
the general
Consensus.
topic of the shows was the draft, right?
Yeah.
All right, guys, what did you think of the draft?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't watch either one.
All right, so it was absolutely awful.
Mm.
Like we've seen the draft. You know, when I think of the draft, I always think back to Stephanie McMahon, Eric Bischoff, Ric Flair, and Vince. Like those drafts were fantastic.
Yeah,
they were. They were absolutely amazing. Didn't you think so? Back in the day,
Yes.
yeah, they were awesome.
like the first or second
couple.
Yeah, the first couple, like
3.
Did they do the thing
Not
where
even.
they
2.
they threw
Couple.
all the faces and then the guy popped up?
Bro, no, they didn't. No, that'd be too creative.
Yeah, so if they
This
did
is
that-
gonna be 2023. That's not happening.
With the first pick.
No, they would come out. They would come out with a card. Triple H. Hey guys, welcome to WWE Raw. That's a draft, and this is what we're gonna do. Essentially, had a card in hand. Raw drafts, so and so.
Oh, so they're trying to just do like NFL, NBA, like
Not even that good, bro. It was piss poor,
Mm.
awful. Like as a fan, like
Come on, the current
this
ones,
current
yeah,
draft this
okay.
year, was the worst one I've ever seen.
Yeah.
For one, and I don't ever want to talk. Like I don't ever want to focus on like such negativity on a wrestling product, especially. Like I don't want to like this, but you cannot focus on anything but that because that was the what it was based
point.
on.
You know, if they were smart, they would have done that last week.
So, but listen, so with the first round pick, Raw drafts will say XYZ. SmackDown draft, same card, same person.
Back to back. Oh, yeah.
SmackDown drafts this person, and then we draft
Someone watches
this tag team. SmackDown drafts this tag team. Like what? Nobody split up. It made no sense. It was awful. It's just a way. I don't know what it was. A way to.
You used to have to win, right, to get the.
That was
They
that
did
was
it
the
at
middle
one point.
ones.
At one point, they
Yeah,
did it where
yeah,
you
used
like
to have to win.
Raw versus SmackDown, and whoever won
Yeah.
the match got the pick.
Cool idea.
Yeah.
Cool idea.
A different take.
This was no effort. Like it was just like, and it really started going downhill when they announced that new championship because you kind of knew what they were gonna do.
Yeah. It looks.
Which I
good,
heard
though.
Heyman like pretty much buried it on Raw, like when he was talking about it, like pretty much buried the whole roster.
A consolation prize.
Yeah.
It's a consolation prize. It was unfortunate, man, because like okay, you have Hunter supposedly in charge right now,
Allegedly.
and it's worse. Like there's no way he's in charge. So I'm actually my last remaining hope, man, is that like the DOJ and the FCC allowed this to go through with Endeavor.
They're not.
I don't think it's going to happen. I still don't think the companies are going to end up merging. I think it's going to get shut down, but that's a whole nother topic, different conversation I want to talk about. But if they were allowed to do it, I'm hoping that would at least help it.
Yeah.
like I don't know what to expect anymore.
I didn't watch SmackDown or Raw, but just reading when I read about it, it was like, okay, the whole thing about Bianca getting drafted, the Raw Women's Champion getting drafted to SmackDown Women's Champion getting drafted to Raw. I was like, okay, like
This is cute.
it's been done before. It's pointless. And then like there's still like 6 to 10 free agents,
Yeah.
including Brock. And then the whole thing was like Brock negotiated
Oh,
that
that
he
was
was a
funny.
free agent, and I was like,
Of
I didn't watch it, but it
course
was
he
like
did.
I think Billy tagged me in the Facebook post. I still didn't even go back and watch it, but I was like, of course he did. Like it's Brock. He's just whatever he wants. He's gonna be wherever they want him to. But like, what was the point of them having multiple free agents if it was a draft?
Yeah.
So let's run through this AEW card, shall we?
No, just look at this, and like as a wrestling fan, look what you get.
Yeah.
This
So
is fantastic.
So we got the Outcast Soraya versus Willow Nightingale.
Okay,
Uh,
except that one.
We've got. I'm a fan of Willow Nightingale personally.
I am.
It's a predictable match, obviously, but I do think Willow is good in the ring. Ricky Starks, absolute Ricky Starks, can't steal that. Versus Juice Robinson,
Fantastic.
part
I'm
of
a big Juice mark.
Goldfinger, Gold member. What is it?
I'm a big Juice fan.
Golden Bullet Club.
I mean, if you
Bullet
really
Club
want
Gold?
to, if you really
Bullet
want to
Club
go there, I'm
Gold.
pretty sure there's plenty of people that are called the Voice.
Not
Oh, yeah.
PCW.
Oh, I've heard a lot of people call the Voice.
Oh, he come with some. He's been thinking about that.
He's been holding that in.
He's like, you know what? He brought it up again, so I'm gonna bring it up. Yeah.
Not a PCW.
Are you sure it says the Voice?
Yeah, of course it does.
Okay.
What about Mr. Voice?
Yeah.
Mr. Voice.
No.
No. Mr. Manager.
Mr. Manger.
Mr. Retail Store Manger.
We also have we'll hear from the Elite.
Elite. B. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, hold on, real quick.
I was with it.
So did you watch the video, the BTE segment with I can't remember what's his name?
Brandon Cutler.
No, Japanese guy.
Akira
Konosuke Takeshita.
No.
That one.
Oh,
Takeshita.
Did you see the video?
no, obviously not.
So like, I think it was Matt. Like one of them is like it's just them two in the video, and he's like explaining the whole storyline between the Young Bucks and Adam Page, and like them kicking Page out or not being friends with Page in the Dark Order, the trio, like Tony Khan announcing the trios title, like them going to Page and Page being like, no, Dark Order should be my tag team partner, and then Kenny coming back, like kind of all like just because now he's in the Elite, so it was like a quick run through of everything that's going on with Kenny, Page, and the Young Bucks, and then she's like, there's like a 3-minute spiel, and then Kenny's like, I don't really speak much English, and then I think the one brother walks off, and the other brother comes in and says something, and he's like, oh, I think Bloodline much better, and then that's how the segment ends, and he walks off. It was hilarious. You'd have to watch it
Okay,
because it was true. Bloodline is better.
Shane buried you.
I didn't say I was the comedian.
No, I thought it was funny though.
That was funny. All right, next.
We also have the Tres de Mayo Trios Battle Royale.
Very well done in Spanish there, Elliot.
Yeah.
Very well done.
You have the Dark Order with John Silver. No, Alex. Is it Alex Silver? What's his name?
Yeah.
It's John.
John Silver.
John Silver.
Yeah.
John Silver's the one on the left. Is it Alex Richards? Is that his name on the right?
Is it not Reynolds?
Reynolds.
Is it
Reynolds?
Alex Reynolds?
Reynolds. That sounds right. And Evil Uno.
Uh-huh.
You also have Kip Sabian and Butcher and the Blade.
I love Butcher and the Blade.
Ooh,
Bro, they are tough.
You also
bro,
they are tough.
dude, Butcher got jerked.
You also have the Lucha Bros with Vikingo.
That's your winner.
You also have the Acclaimed and
Yeah, that's
Daddy ass.
Yep, Billy Gunn.
I'll help you.
The Varsity something or another.
They're not
Varsity
winning.
Athletes, I think. is
They're
what it's
not
called.
winning.
not
And then you
the
have
Bonds.
QTV with Q Marshall,
Hobbs.
Hobbs, and that other guy.
Wow.
I forget his name.
So my question is this over the top battle royal for the belts or something? What is this?
No, it's just
No,
just a battle royale.
Okay. Lucha Bros and Vikingo. Okay.
Yeah,
got
they got to, right?
it. Well, you do got the Acclaimed and Daddy asses. They're hot. So I mean,
Nah, well, I don't think they're hot anymore.
no, but
They recently did Kenny and Vikingo, right? So I feel like
Yeah.
it would make more sense. Just they're
that dude, watch that.
Yeah,
Oh my
oh,
gosh, that
geez.
guy's scary.
yeah.
What else? Ellie? Keep walking through a lot of talent here.
You have AEW International? No. The International Champion? Is that it now?
Yeah.
Orange Cassidy with Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, and Bandito versus the Jericho Appreciation Society and Matt Menard, Daniel Garcia, Jake Hager, and Luke. No, I forget his name.
There's no Jericho on this flyer.
Yeah.
No, who's he? He'll be there because he's feuding with Adam Cole. He's just not in the match.
Are they touring right now? Ozzy?
I've seen some post some music stuff.
Yeah, they're
Angelo Parker.
Angelo Parker. Cool Hand Luke, is that what they call him? Or just Cool Hand?
Cool Hand Angelo.
Roderick Strong making his debut last week for AEW.
Fire, by the way.
That was kept very close to the chest.
Yeah. Speaking of that, like 8 people or 7 people only knew about that.
Yeah.
That was the 4 or 5 of them were in the ring.
I love when it
Bro.
happens. You've heard nothing about it.
Well, AEW's done this numerous times,
Yeah.
keeping it secret. They did it with not really with Punk, but FTR. Remember when FTR debuted in that truck?
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
COVID year.
Yeah.
It came out.
Matt.
Man,
Well, I mean, you kind of knew that one, but
I'm trying to think. Roddy Strong was a big one.
yeah.
There was
Adam
several others.
Cole. Adam Cole's pretty big.
Adam
Brian
Cole.
Danielson, Adam Cole.
Yeah.
We were there for that, by the way.
Oh yeah, y'all
Yeah,
were,
it's like 7th row ringside, no big deal. But the absolute,
He broke his toes.
I broke both toes.
you broke what?
Both big toes. It's another time.
Okay.
I've never seen Shane mark out so hard.
You kicked? Did you kick the?
I jumped.
He jumped and landed in the chair, and the chair
The
said,
chair folds. I didn't
Oh.
know the chair, like it's one of those movie theater, like movie
Yeah.
style chairs.
Yeah.
You get up and it closes. I think. Yeah, I was sitting in it. I jumped up, and it was closing, and I went down and broke both toes.
Oh.
Couldn't walk.
Hey, but
And
just
Elliot
change.
went down with me.
But it's not the toe break's not on video, but the sound and like Elliot was filming and Shane grabs Elliot. Did you see Elliot?
That's perfect.
So, dude, we went to that show and went to WrestleMania 30. Yesamania, Taker losing to
Oh,
Brock.
God.
That AEW show, man. Like, even though WWE had 80,000 people there,
Yeah.
there was the energy
Chicago.
in Chicago.
It's a very different energy.
And it was very intimate, and
Yeah.
smaller crowds are not always a bad thing.
Yeah.
So I marked out at Roger Strong's intro music.
Oh, that was fire.
Kill Switch
Well,
Engage.
that
and
was
the
hot.
Heartache. Oh yeah.
So after it happened, going on Twitter and stuff like that, it was funny because like I don't really follow the dirt sheets. Like I'm not like avid,
Me
but
neither.
I'll look at them and see what's what's going on, or something gets reported. I'll look and see like who all's reporting it and stuff like that. But like Sean Ross Sapp's a big one, and when they first showed the graphic, it said SRS. Like that was legit who I thought it was. Like I was like, oh my god, they are not going this route. They're not bringing this guy off Twitter to come out here and do something. But then when he came out, and then but I went to Twitter, and that there was so many comments where people thought like that's who it was because of the way the logo looked, because it was just SR or RS, but it was the way it was broken up. It looked like SRS. I was like, they are not doing this.
You get your main event.
Jeff Jarrett's behind this.
Yeah, main event is MJF and Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin and Jungle Boy Jack Perry in a 4 Pillars tag match.
But y'all, I'm excited because I think the inevitable path here is to
They
work
have
toward that
to.
4-man,
They
that
have to.
fatal 4-way with all 4.
Did y'all watch their promo last week? Did y'all talk about that?
Mm-mm.
It was awkward.
Yes, it was very awkward.
It was very awkward.
So we didn't talk. So Dynamite always airs after our show, but yeah, I did realize. I noticed it was quite awkward.
Yeah, it felt like they were all sort of kind of saying the same things. It was very weird.
So my issue, I think, is they're trying to build Jungle. It seems like they're trying to build Jungle Boy. As much as I like Jungle Boy in the ring, like when he gets on a mic, it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's rough. You find yourself.
It's much like Hangman Page.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot like Hangman.
And Hangman's somebody
Hangman.
I want to like, but
Yeah.
man, he talks like boring.
They need. I don't know why
Like it's awful.
they got rid of like a lot of they were calling them coaches, managers.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. having legends come back as like coaches. It's just like because
Jake Roberts and
Yeah.
Lance Archer
It was
were
awesome.
fantastic. You remember that Jake Roberts promo when he came against Cody?
Yes.
Bro, I
And-
watch that still to this day.
And they were like, we're gonna be just like sports. We
Mhm.
wanted to be like sports. And so what happens in sports? Players retire and they start coaching. So to me, I was like, that's perfect. And you have a way to get older fans back involved, or like, you got this guy on TV.
Listen, I'm a fan of Arn Anderson being
Yeah.
the coach or manager now of Wardlow.
Yeah, I love Ward.
It's gonna help build him back up because they ruined him.
Yep.
They built Wardlow up and they ruined him.
That
So
cage match, broken toes. That cage match
With Cody?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
really
Cody's
good.
moonsault was probably what, episode 1 or 2 of Dynamite,
Yeah, it was early. Yeah,
bro.
Jeez.
Fantastic.
Broken toes.
So speaking of, I dare say AEW is the hottest wrestling company right now, especially after today. Y'all familiar?
In the Mid Atlantic.
Y'all. AEW Wembley Stadium.
Oh yeah.
You've been following that today? Almost pushing 40,000 now. Pre-sales. In the pre-sale, before the pre-sale.
Yeah. Well, that's special VIP pre-sale. Then they have
this is only the
VIP
Fight
pre-sale.
TV. This is only the Fight TV
Yeah, that was so
People.
there was one at 9 this morning that was like, I guess pre-sale. It
Yeah.
was like for VIP, like you had to subscribe to Fight, and it was like a bunch of different things. Then they had one at 11 where if you had bought stuff from AEW shop or things like that, you got a code. But I think there's still other pre-sales coming out, because tickets, like normal tickets, don't go on sale till Friday or like Saturday morning here.
So here's an interesting stat. The last thing I read, they're at 36,000 pre-sales sold already. 36,000. You know what AEW's largest show was so far? 20,000.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier, but like to kind of speak to that point. So like it wasn't that. It's not been. I think maybe All Out. So the All Out we went to. So that was like about a year and a half ago. Like they were saying like it was a big deal that AEW had a like $1 million gate.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
And this like already. I mean, they're not even at regular tickets, and it's at 4.7 million just in tickets. Yeah.
As of 36 minutes ago, they're at 36,000.
Well, I think
now.
I think
all the success.
I think all the tickets that were allotted for this pre-sale are gone, because it's been 36 since this morning. I mean,
Yep.
like
There's one 6 hours ago. 36,000 tickets.
I think that was what they had allotted for this pre-sale. It was out quick.
What's the chances here AEW sells out completely?
I think they sell it.
You're talking 90 plus 1,000 people. You said that last week that you thought they would sell out.
Yeah.
Turn 4 diecast says Dante.
I really think so here's the thing. You get a show that, all right, say you do get minimum 60,000 people, minimum, right? They got to deliver now. Like you got a whole
They got stand in to no, that's
you got a whole continent. You got a whole different continent, that you're in, and all these different countries. People, I was reading, scrolling Twitter. People ready. They're coming from Germany. They're coming from here. I'm like, oh my god.
I mean,
They don't get this.
it's essentially a WrestleMania.
Bigger. I think it's bigger because when's the last time WWF at the time did Wembley? 92, 94?
Was that Wembley when they did SummerSlam?
Yeah, it was outdoor. It was old Wembley, outdoors. Was that when the Road Warriors?
Bulldog,
Road
Bret
Warriors?
Hart?
Yeah, they rode in.
Was that when Road Warriors came in on the bikes? That might have been Wembley.
I feel like, yeah, because it had the.
Well,
It was definitely outdoors.
so
Yeah.
my understanding is when it comes to Europe, everything is close.
Well, they could do the monorail, like a monorail or a
I'll
train.
say my train is a few hours away.
Yeah.
They could.
So I
That's the
mean,
big thing.
you're in Wembley Stadium, you're getting all of the surrounding countries.
In all the surrounding country. That's all.
SummerSlam 92.
Was that Road Warriors outside on
Uh,
the bikes? Natural disasters, maybe. I don't know. I'm seeing tugboat and.
well, it's Natural Disasters versus the Beverly Brothers,
Okay, well, I can hear the music.
but they might have came out.
What a rush!
That might,
Money Inc.
okay.
was who fought Road Warriors. I don't know if they came out on the bikes.
I just remember one outdoor venue, and it might have been Caesar's Palace. Could have been Caesar's Palace.
I don't think
There was a
Road Warriors fought that
baseball
one.
field that the Road Warriors like rode a bike out on.
They're both passed, both of them.
Yeah.
That's probably, man, they were fantastic. But
Yeah, they were probably my favorite tag team ever.
SummerSlam. Yeah, that was it. They came out on the bike. 92.
nice. God, it's rare I'm right. Thank you, Dante, for laughing. I'm the comedian.
I'm a good crowd. I am always a good crowd.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's just amazing to think, because like there's so much talent that is not signed that has the potential to be on this show, that are clamoring to be on this show. People like Will Ospreay.
Oh yeah. Which would make sense, right?
There's no way.
Yeah.
You got the Forbidden Door stuff coming up. There's no way he's not included. I'm stoked, man. And then you got all the guys that are signed. You got Pac. He's from somewhere over there. Where's Pac from?
Wales.
Blackpool. I thought it was Blackpool.
He's somewhere over there.
He's not Blackpool Combat Club,
But Claudio,
He's from
Claudio, and all this
Oh, yeah.
talent that is from Europe.
So I don't think the event as a whole,
They have to. This has to.
the spectacle that WrestleMania is, I don't think it'll be that.
Mhm.
But
I'll take that.
because Mania has been like it's just such a like the whole weekend is WrestleMania weekend and stuff like that. Like I don't see it being that, but I think from a impact, but I think it's gonna rival like early WrestleManias, like when it was a.
This could be.
I mean,
He is from
this could
turning
end up
point.
being AEW's WrestleMania,
From the
like where
UK.
this is like a
This is,
Newcastle
the
upon time.
this is the turning point for AEW because, like, yeah, they're doing their 900,000 million views in the States, right? You know, we all know that they do that every week, but they've kind of, I don't want to say plateaued, but they're somewhat consistent. They haven't really done anything to shoot to that next level.
Yeah,
This is gonna do that.
it, yeah.
But here's the thing: that can shoot them there, and then they have to figure out how to maintain that momentum.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be interesting.
So I need one of you guys to listen to the Jarrett podcast too, because there's a lot of things like, no, don't get me wrong. I like based on what Tony Khan says, I don't necessarily think that's his mindset, but like Jarrett puts a lot of things in perspective. Like with TNA, he talks about not like he hated the phrase the number 2 company behind WWE. He was like, because that was like we weren't going to compete with WWE. He was like, that was never the plan. Like it wasn't
Right.
we weren't even close. We knew that that wasn't my expectation. He was like, and I never wanted like when I was talking to talent, it was never, well, they're the number 1 company, we're the number 2. He was like, all we were was an alternative. Like that's all I wanted to be was just something else. You know,
That's similar
like
to the same verbiage.
like southeast, you know, mid Atlantic, whatever, like all that area, like the WCW crowd. Like when WCW closed, he was like, they lost. Like some of them started watching WWE, but not all of them. He was like, I just wanted to be something else where if you weren't a fan of WWE, you had a different option to watch.
Right.
And I think that, like if AEW approaches it with that mindset, I think they're, like Shane always talks about, like, oh, like maybe not on the show privately. He was like, I don't think they're, like they're done. It's just that, he's spur of the moment, like, oh, like that's that's gonna be their downfall and stuff like that. But I think they're okay. Like, I mean, I think Tony does want to compete at some point, but I think they're also just okay, just as long as they're consistent, just being like, hey, like we have our niche. We're just that, like, as long as we stay in that range, like, as long as we keep those people, we're okay. Like, we're not going to go out of business or anything like that.
I want to read something from Twitter today that Jonathan shared with me, and I'm going to read it because I'm not afraid to. I'm not going to edit.
He wants everybody to go like and post it.
No, not what I said. Not what I said. I don't know who this guy is. Mike Coppinger. I want to say his name right.
He's a ESPN like host, boxing, something like that.
Okay, perfect. So this was 7 hours ago. 3:00 in the afternoon. All right. So well after numbers were announced, pre-sales, well after. So obviously this is somebody that doesn't watch. I'm hearing Wembley is scaled for only 40,000 people for AEW. Far cry from last April when I was ringside for Tyson Fury and Dylan White, and it was packed to the brim with 94,000. Nothing beats the big fight feel at Wembley. So this is hours after they announced over 35,000 pre-sale tickets. So obviously he's not watching or not paying attention. Tony Khan responded directly to him. Lies. What a load of crap. Tell your agent Nick Khan to shove it up his ass.
Oh, a lot of people.
That's from Tony Khan.
A lot of people don't like that Tony does that.
Oh,
I
you know
love
what?
it.
Politics aside, it's what got Trump elected.
Yeah.
It's the truth. Since you carry the credentials of a credible reporter and represent the worldwide leader, I'm just curious, who's your source for this, and how can you report or represent ESPN tweet something about a legit news story that's so blatantly wrong and easily verified as a falsehood? So, absolutely amazing. Shout out to Tony Khan, because I love that, man.
Yeah,
it's obviously this guy's talking trash. 40,000 people. You've already sold 36,000 tickets. You're gonna clear 60.
Yeah,
no doubt.
And
no doubt in my mind.
He stands up for himself.
He should.
He
should. He's an awful promo.
He needs to stay away from the camera.
He needs to stay off camera.
Welcome to AEW Dynamite.
He's like, it's a
Japan.
His promos are roller coasters.
And here's the thing, man. Like the thing with Tony Khan, like there's sometimes when Tony Khan he's in the zone, like he delivers. Like I get hype. I get the chill bumps. I'm like, oh yeah, that was good. That was good. That was not good. There's
he's got that fan in him. So you see, like as a fan, you're like, oh my god, the fan of him is coming out, and that's cool because you never got that with Vince. Like
no,
you know what I mean. And Tony just commented.
I think the
my
closest
promos are really good. Y'all can shove that fake, non-good promo shit up your ass.
Yeah.
So that's what Tony just commented on us. So
Yeah. I mean, people can say what they want about Tony Khan. First of all, he's a fan.
yeah,
He's a
I
rich, he's
think-
a rich fan.
I
which
think the
really
closest we
helps.
got to a fan was when Vince was on commentary.
I loved hearing Vince, man.
yeah, he had some good moments on commentary.
He was really good. It's when the Mr. McMahon stuff, Mr. McMahon stuff was really good.
It had no chance then.
Yeah. Say what you want, man. WWE went. The path started when they went public. That's when the path started.
Yeah,
That's where it starts going downhill. It's never good. But yeah. So kudos to Tony Khan. I thought it was fantastic. I laughed at it
I don't
a lot
think it was the path started going down here when they went public. You know when they went public?
after the acquisition
Was it before?
of WCW.
Way before, actually.
Way before. I'd like to see this one. I'd like you to pull that one up. But go ahead, keep talking.
99.
That's
Because Jarrett,
a year and a half.
Jarrett talks about when he left,
Not way before.
when he stood Vince up,
yeah, held him
held
up.
him up.
With a gun.
They went like public the next week, and he got his shares. He still got his shares. That was part of the thing.
All right, but I don't think it's way before. Like a year and a half.
Yeah, but they didn't go down immediately when they acquired WCW.
No, I'm not saying they went down to me. I'm just saying that's the path. Like, that's where it started, and then it's
I mean, they had to go up to get WCW, or WCW was just like
okay. First of all, Vince got WCW for a whopping $1.5 million, like something insane low amount of money. I don't know. It's who's turned 4 diecast, Dante?
that is my buddy Chase. He doesn't even use that page anymore. So,
Wait, what?
I don't know. Is he scared to comment what his real name?
Jace is on the case.
Yeah, turn 4. He's a big NASCAR fan. He collects diecast.
Look, we're making a left turn.
And I don't know why he commented. He's got a real account. I don't know why he commented on that one.
he's logged into his burner account.
Yeah, it's really been me commenting.
They'll never be able to trace me.
He opened for me this weekend.
Yeah.
Like Chase did.
He does comedy too.
No, it was not comedy.
Oh.
No, I was just kidding. No, he did okay. It was his first time doing it. He did pretty good for his first time. He was super nervous. He had his whole set. He got it okay with me, but you didn't have to. He wanted to, and I was like, it looks good to me. And he went out there. I introduced him personally, and at the moment he got on stage, it was like he said, "Forget these notes." He forgot everything. He panicked, but he did pretty good. He was able to reel him back in. It was his first. I'm hosting a roast of myself in October. He's gonna be one of the people roasting me. So if any of you want to roast me, let me know.
I don't think I could.
You don't think?
No,
It's easy.
you're too likable.
My cousin.
I gotta have a disdain for somebody for me to roast them.
Really?
I do. At least some.
I don't know about that.
Come on.
You would
guys.
be wrong.
You would be wrong. You gotta have some sort of dislike.
See, the loose cannon is also him. I don't know why.
That is creepy.
Yeah, I don't know why he's doing
Chase, thank you for driving up viewership to the Low Down Popcast.
it. He's a big the loose cannon.
Brian.
Pillman. He's a big Brian Pillman fan.
Pillman, absolutely. By the way, if you watch his boy, Pillman Jr., it's fantastic.
Yeah, he is.
Absolutely fantastic.
I wish you could click his profile picture. He went as Fred Durst for Halloween.
Oh,
That's his profile picture.
there he is.
It's just one of those days.
Everybody sucks.
This kid is right here. People in the house, put your hands in the air.
You don't
We don't
care.
care.
No, we don't care.
Sorry. I think Taker every time now.
So quick trivia. So you know what WWE stock price is today?
WWE stock price today, maybe around the 101, 103 mark.
105.
Okay.
You know what it was when it went public?
Low is in the low, probably 19, 21.
17.
I like stocks. Not that I have
Downhill.
Not that I downhill. I'm talking about the quality of the product sucks. Don't. I'm not saying nobody's getting their pocket. They're not getting their pockets lined. I'm just saying what the presentation is awful.
They got that.
You don't
money.
need to care.
That Saudi money now.
Oh, blood money.
They get.
By the way, interesting. Somebody somebody the other day that was in Saudi that when the whole thing with the plane wasn't allowed to leave, they were like, I wish I could talk about what really happened in Saudi Arabia. Something, I don't know who it was. It was somebody big that was on that plane. They were like,
has people that were on that plane have been released from the company, right?
Yeah.
Why don't they? What's stopping them? Saudi?
An NDA would do it.
Yeah.
You know, Vince,
yeah.
you know, he's good with that with women.
yeah.
You know, but something's holding them back from being able to say anything. But like somebody, I don't know who it was. I don't have to research it. I don't know if it was Bubba or no, it wouldn't have been Bubba.
I feel like Bubba would just say it.
I don't care. You know, but it was somebody big and somebody believable.
Mark Henry, maybe?
No, I'll have to look it up. But like, they're like, if only you really know what it was like on that plane, what really happened. I'm like, oh, that's a dark side.
And how they're going back, and that's crazy.
Money's amazing, man.
Yeah, fair, yeah.
So, one Saudi show.
It was Dax.
Yes,
Dax said.
Okay, first of all, Dax Harwood's very believable, and he has no reason. I mean, I think what he says is truth.
He said he thought he'd end up dead if he discussed what really happened, openly discussed what happened in the plane delay incident.
That's scary.
That is.
That's scary. And I love Dax. So yeah, that's something to think about. Money is amazing, man. What it does, the motivation it does for people.
Yeah, honestly, I was afraid if I told the truth about what happened, I would have been found dead somewhere in my house.
I want to know what really happened.
That's chilling.
I'm telling you, man.
Because somebody asked him why he didn't discuss it on the podcast, and that was his.
He's not allowed to.
Well, it's not that he's not allowed to. It's just that fear.
There's something legitimately.
They're even scared to leak it. You know what I mean? Like I could like if I was on the plane, I could tell Elliot, you can say that you have a source. They're scared to do that. You know what I mean? Like
because it'll be found out.
Yeah. Oh man.
Like, dude, man, you don't mess with the kingdom, bro. They killed.
Finn was brave. Did you hear about that? What he did? Finn had the pride shirt.
Oh yeah.
He took the picture in the stadium and he posted it as soon as the show ended. He posted on Instagram, and I think they were.
Was he out of the country?
I think they were still there.
Oh,
matter of fact, I mean, I'm sure it has nothing to do with that, but I think it was the same time the plane stuff. Like, I bet he was like, oh,
"Whoops,
yeah, delete." Yeah.
Guys, got a few minutes left. What about NFL draft?
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask Dante if he's a big football fan. I know you're a Carolina fan, but are you NFL fan too?
LA Rams. Oh. So I'm an LA guy. Lakers, Rams, Dodgers, Kings.
Hey, y'all got Stetson Bennett. The Rams did.
Yeah, we got We got a Bulldog quarterback room. Like quite not Eagles Bulldog level, right?
Yeah,
because they're all Bulldogs, everything.
Philadelphia Bulldogs.
That caused me physical pain when
I was reading where they were.
I saw Jalen Carter go 9. I knew he's top 10.
Where people were talking about, like people always wonder if a college team can hang with an NFL team. Well, they're about to find out if they play against the Eagles.
They made a good point.
They're gonna be nasty
with Jalen Carter. They made a good point of the Eagles is the best spot for him because with everything that's going on, he's surrounded now by college teammates. So mentally, he's in the best spot he can be in.
That was the best overall defensive player to go in the draft. Fact. That he's in Philly. Yeah. Not good for Dallas. Not good at all.
For Dak.
Jonathan, how do you feel about getting Will Levis?
Stolen. A steal, by the way.
I'm okay with it. If you look at normal Titans fans, or Titans social media people, they hate it. There's a few critics, like Titans people that follow the Titans that write for on the Titans, and fans that have been nothing but bashing the Titans for taking it. And I think they're doing it from a standpoint of we really need some offensive weapons. Like we have, other than Traylon Burks, we don't really have any receivers. I mean, this is only his second year, so you can't even really bank on that. I think they wanted something else, and they just we didn't draft a receiver until the last round. To me, like I watched Willis play. Like I was excited last year when we drafted Willis because it was a later, like, third round pick. We didn't really invest a lot, and I was like, okay, well, like, Tannehill's contract's coming up soon. Like if he can be ready. But when I watched him play outside of his legs, like he can run.
Yeah.
But like when I watched him as a passer, I was like, it don't make me feel good. So I'm okay with it. I mean, if we, like I'm curious to see if they keep Tannehill for this year or if they decide to trade him, because they have no like financial investment this year. Like they can cut him and be pretty much rid of his contract.
He's got some value on the trade market though.
One thing I read about the Titans picking Levis up was, as far as the fit for him, that's honestly going to be the best fit for him because it allows him to heal. Because he's still pretty injured, trying to heal from injury.
I'm good with the pick because, like, if they would have picked him in the first round, like even then I would have been okay with the pick. Like I would have understood it because we do. I mean, like franchise quarterbacks, there's more value there than any other position. But like the fact that we were able to like take what should be like everything I've read about the offensive lineman that we took, whether he plays tackle or guard, like if his coaches, the scouts, and say like he could be all pro at either position based on like his talent. So if we're able to get that and then still get, what people, I mean, because people had him go like all, you look at all the mocks, like all the mocks had Levis going top 10, like to Indy or something. Indy just took Richardson instead. So that if we're able to get somebody that should have gone top 10 in the second round, then yeah. I mean, that's value no matter if he plays this year or not. So I'm good with it. I mean, there's still a chance for us to trade or make a splash, but
y'all let Bobby Trees go. Robert Woods.
Yeah. He didn't really do much for us.
No. After he tore his ACL
and the Rams
last year in LA, it was like, sucks for him. I loved him though when he was before that.
And I sent talking about Woods. So I sent Shane a comment after we drafted Levis, and I was like, like, so right now I don't think Tennessee has the cap room to get Hopkins. That was, like what people were saying. But if they were to trade Tannehill, they would have enough space. But I read somebody commenting that was like, like we traded for, like, obviously we traded AJ away, but like we traded for Randy Moss a while back. That didn't work out. And we traded, Tennessee didn't have a 4th round pick or like a 6th round pick next year, I think, because of the Julio Jones trade and the Robert Woods trade. Like none of these like veteran receivers that we've gotten have amounted to like anything. Like they've not really helped the team out. So I think maybe they're just like, hey, we're off the DeAndre thing. Like, is it worth it? I mean, if it doesn't work out, we're investing a lot that we just prefer to just
Well, do you like NFL? You
I mean,
shares opinions like he does.
I know you're a Cowboys.
Always ride or die.
My dad's a Cowboys.
I prefer players over teams.
Okay.
Ride or die.
No, I'm not a fan of any particular team. I guess vicinity wise, I kind of pull for the Panthers.
So my buddy's a PSL owner, so I go to all the Panthers games. People think I'm a Panthers fan. I pull for local teams, right? But I go to the games. It's fun. Go to the games, and drink.
Yeah, tailgate.
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere.
I like
Gamecock fan.
Big Gamecock fan. Yeah,
good for you.
I like their stadium.
The Bank of America. Which did you see? They're
changing.
They're changing. Yeah. So if we all put some money together,
you could buy a seat.
I need it this weekend. You can get it next weekend.
No, but I've been to a couple games at Bank of America, and I've always thought they have just really good seating all the way around.
Yeah. One of the girls that works there, we hit it off kind of, and she was like, here, DM me on Instagram, and I was like, okay. And then like the next day I DM'd her on Instagram and she blocked me. And I was like, what's the point of telling me to DM you?
She has a man.
I guess so.
Well, maybe not that day, but
yeah. Yeah.
Maybe at that particular moment.
You said you DM'd her the next day. You should have done it right then.
Well, that's what I was going to do. But I let my buddy talk me. He's like, no, wait a day. You don't want to come off as desperate. I should have just did it right there in the stadium. Hey,
hey,
girl.
What you up to?
Just wanted to connect.
Yeah. And now we see her all the time because we still go to the game. She works there, so we see her all the time. It's just like
Awkward.
yeah,
That's what people like. Hey, why you block me?
yeah. What did I do? I said, if you don't like me, that's fine. Just you don't like me. Don't block my comedy. I'm trying to go off in comedy. I need every follower I can get.
Yeah. Now I have to take tequila shots because of you.
Yeah.
Drink the bottle.
Oh, I got 2 bad women story on the podcast. Great.
You're welcome.
Great.
Well, fellas, anything else?
What'd you think about the Cowboys pick?
Yeah. They got Jalen Brooks.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the Maisie pick. That's it. That's where it stops. Now, Dallas kind of went headhunting with the undrafted free agents. I think they're up to 14 or 15 of them.
Yeah.
Now, so
Every team's got 14 or 15. Just saying.
let me have a moment in time.
Hey, they re-signed Rico Dowdle.
Dowdle.
Yeah.
I'm always been a Rico Dowdle fan, but let's not talk draft. Just outro. Well, guys, it was a great episode. Q.
Looking at the draft, they really didn't.
No, not after Maisie.
I think they had a B+ or a B grade.
I don't know.
On
I'm
NFL.
just looking at the picks. I'm like,
I'm just going with Maisie. Maisie, that's it.
He's doing something they didn't do in the draft, and he's pressing the issue.
Yeah. I think Ezekiel winds back up in Dallas.
Really?
I do.
Nobody wants to spend that money.
I know. Trust me. First, I guess I'd rather have him on the team than in Philly.
Uh-huh.
oh, he ain't going to Philly now. They got
DeAndre Swift. Yeah.
Well, are y'all
That was a-
stuck?
El-
Huh?
you were worried about them getting
DeAndre
Swift's
Georgia.
better.
Oh, I'm not arguing. I'm not going to argue.
Are y'all stuck with?
I
his
mean, he's not
contract,
Derrick
though?
Henry.
Huh?
Ezekiel, like if another team picks him up, are y'all still taking the burden of his contract?
I don't know.
That's
I don't know if he's free and clear.
because if
I don't have to
y'all,
look up the contract.
I don't know, but if y'all are taking the burden of that contract, I'd love to have him with the Rams.
No,
If we get him on a vet min and y'all pay the rest, please.
No. Let's seek. Thank you.
Well, guys, we appreciate you tuning in tonight for the Low Down Popcast with our special guest, Mr. Dante Carter. Be sure to, if you're in the Camden, Lugoff, Elgin area, Dusty Bend, wherever, be sure to head over to Revolution Nutrition, where community and nutrition meet. Use promo code LOWDOWN to get 10% off your order there. As always, we appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to check us out on all social media at Low Down Popcast. Like, follow, subscribe. And be sure to check us out next week with the PCW pre-show push with special guest, tentatively Ethan Case. As always, my name is Elliot.
I'm Shane.
I'm Jonathan.
And we are here with special guest.
Dante Carter.
Hey, there he is.
And how do they catch your next show? You said it was recorded.
Yes, it's on YouTube. Go to Dante Carter Comedy on YouTube. Subscribe to me, and that's where all my content is.
Awesome. Guys, we appreciate you tuning in. And as always, let's keep it popping.